Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 2025th edition of the SuperNationals in Orlando, Florida. I'm WGM Sabina Foisor, and I'm very excited to be your host and commentator for this incredible weekend of chess. I think this is a very special moment, not just for the thousands of players who are there in Orlando, but also for all of us watching at home. And yes, you heard that right. I'm there in spirit, but I'm not on location. And it does make me a little bit sad to miss many of you. But I want you to have a great time. I'm thinking about you. And if you happen to be in the Skittles room, I am told that there's a TV where you can watch me, which makes me extra nervous at this point. But, you know, it's gonna be great to hear from many of you. So don't hesitate if you're there to stop by in the chat as well. Say hi, maybe snag a picture, and tag both me and US Chess on our social media accounts. We love to see the way you make memories at all of the US Chess tournaments that are being organized. So I would love to see your stories. I want to let you know that for the first time ever, US Chess is bringing you live commentary for all 7 rounds of the SuperNationals, which is something new. I used to do commentary for the final 3 rounds typically. So this is very special this year, thanks to a sponsorship from Precision Tune Auto Care, whose sponsorship has made this extended coverage possible. And I'm specifically thankful to David and Maureen Grimond for their continuous support for chess in general. Of course, the tournament would not be possible without all the amazing organization from US Chess staff, volunteers, and I just want to say thank you. If you happen to be on site and you see someone that you like, you think they've done something nice, don't miss the chance to stop by, say hi, tell them thank you, and interact with them. I know a lot of people who do support US Chess and who are there on location would love to hear how the tournament is going. All right, so I'll be with you for the entire weekend, starting today, of course, and around 3 hours, pretty much every single round. We'll probably start a bit earlier than the actual round, and then we'll go on close to the end of the rounds. It's not the end of the rounds. And we got something bonus this year, which I'm super excited about. This was an idea that we talked together with National Master Brian Tillis. And I thought it was great because now what we are doing is, besides the live boards, which we typically are covering, you have the opportunity to share your own games. So there's a special submission link where you can go snag a picture. Well, we prefer PGN. If you can send the PGN of your games, that would be ideal. Send your PGN to that email. It will get to me, and then I will make sure that I can, spend the time to analyze the games. Let's just say you played one that was great this weekend, but also, not just in the tournament, but let's say you played in a simul, and maybe you scored a draw, or maybe even beat one of the guest grandmasters. If that is the case, I definitely would love to see your game. So don't miss the chance to share it with all of us. It's going to be featured there, on the stream, and I can't wait to see it, and hopefully everyone will get the chance to see your achievement. It's always nice to play in these tournaments. I remember the times I was growing up playing in national championships. There's a lot of emotions going on there. What I specifically love about the various national events is that US Chess invites grandmaster guests who are there to share their knowledge, maybe with a lecture, simul. I was told a few simuls took place earlier today, and some of the players have done great and gave a really tough fight to the guest grandmasters. I know there's Grandmaster Leinier Dominguez, whom I'm a huge fan of. If you see him, don't miss the chance to ask for a picture signature. Maybe ask, how is it that he got to be so strong in Blitz and become one of the top players in the world? You also see other guest grandmasters like Grandmaster Awonder Liang or Grandmaster Elshan Moradiabadi, 3 times US Women's Champion, International Master Carissa Yip, who's had an amazing year. And you definitely don't want to miss her. She's really cool. She didn't tell me to say that, by the way, but I do believe she is. And Women Grandmaster Tatev Abrahamyan is also one of the guests over there. In addition, Girls Club Room is another place that you might want to go to. And learn some inspirational stories, especially from former women's world champion and grandmaster, and just from big inspiration for many of us, Susan Polgar. She also wrote a book, and I believe she does have a day where she's doing signatures for her book. So would be great if you go see her, and other special guests and friends in the Girls Club Room. Woman Grandmaster Kateřina Němcová and Women's International Master Carolina Blanco. Hopefully I haven't missed anyone. There's so many things I want to say, but sometimes it's hard to get everything together. But this I try to keep my introduction short, but as you know, it's very hard for me to not speak too much. Other things I wanted to mention before we get into the games and everything else is that I hope you will interact with me. If there are specific games that you want me to look at, if there are specific players you're watching, whether you're a parent and you want to follow your kid or your teammate coach, let me know which game and I'll try my best, if it's a live board, to go check it out and give you some insight from it. We want this to be as educational and instructive of a stream as possible, and I will certainly try my best to make that happen. Feel free to let me know if I'm not. I can try harder. Something else that is interesting that we're doing this year. So for those games, we really want to get as many games submitted as possible. For those games, what we are doing is actually we have a giveaway of this book. Let's see. Oh no, this did not work. My scene did not work. I have to fix it. We'll fix it later. So there's a book giveaway that we're doing. If you submit a game that I really like, and I'm gonna choose as my favorite, we will be sending away 2 of that book by Kyla Zhao. It's called May the Best Player Win. And actually that book was featured and has won quite a few awards. It's a book that shares the story of a young female chess prodigy who makes a bold bet against her biggest rival. And it's a book that talks about different challenges that girls are going through in chess, and the book was definitely inspirational to me. I also had the chance to interview the author for a podcast that I'm doing for US Chess, which is called Class in Session. If you missed that podcast, you can definitely check it out. I'll put it in the chat. The second link is the link for the podcast. And last but not least, the most important thing, and now that my camera has gotten messed up, I cannot put it up right now, but I will in just a moment. This is what I want you to know about. A big giveaway that US Chess is doing, and I'm super excited about it. It's a signed board with a lot of very special top grandmasters in the United States, including Hikaru Nakamura, Fabiano Caruana, Wesley So, Leinier, of course, and many others. So in order to be able to join in the giveaway, what you have to do is follow that link The deadline is it's just like the post on Instagram or on Facebook, and write in the chat, either here or on one of those posts, who's your favorite chess player from those signatures. And we will make sure that we choose one special winner. So there are 31 signatures right now. There might be 32 in the end. I don't know. I've asked to try to add one more signature. We'll see if that will happen. But yeah, no, that is very exciting. So I'm gonna try to see if I can change the one moment. I feel really bad. I had to. Okay, so this is what we're going to do. I'm going to fix my Zoom. Apologies. Big apologies about that. Okay, we fixed it. That's the board, giveaway board. It's a board from San Luis Chess Club, which of course we're very thankful for. I'm told that the Q Boutique has a boutique or stand in very close proximity to where this this TV is. So just wanted to say hi to everyone who's there if you're close by and watching. And we're excited to, I'm excited for whoever's gonna win this board. I can't wait for pictures and everything. Yeah, those were my main things, main speech that I wanted to have. Again, very thankful to US Chess for having me as the host commentator for this tournament, and hopefully it will be an exciting weekend of chess. As small advice to everyone, I know how difficult it can be. These tournaments are always very strong, and there are over 4,500 players who are competing. And you might have some tough games occasionally. You might have a good, a game where, let's say, you played potentially a move that was not ideal and you ended up in a worse position. Just remember, even if you lose, there's a lot of learning experience. Don't be too tough on yourselves. Try to find a way to learn from that so that you don't make the same mistake again. Chess is always going to have ups and downs for many of us. And I think the most important thing is for us to be patient, learn as much as we can, and then just have fun playing chess. Really, my favorite part of chess is being creative. So I really hope you're gonna send me some of your games so that we can see what you're doing. And now, I think I've talked enough. I have certainly talked more than I should have. Oh, I want to mention one more thing that I'm super excited about. I know that the US Chess has for the tournament, there's one of the official, or maybe the official photographers is David Lada, and I'm a huge fan of David. He's taken a lot of pictures of many top players, and I'm proud to say I have a couple of his pictures as well. If you happen to see him coming to take a picture of you, give him a nice smile. Who knows? Maybe you'll be featured in one of his books with his favorite pictures. Yeah, he's really great. Yeah, shout out to David. All right, did I miss anything? Hopefully not. I have received the game as we're waiting for the actual live transmission to start. I know the games do start at 1, but here's what's gonna happen. What is going to happen is we are going to look at the game that I received already, And I'm told someone was able to draw against Grandmaster Awonder Liang in a simul. So all I need to do is make sure I share this board with you guys, and we are set to go. One moment. I'm gonna leave the bar for you guys because I know how much people are enjoying seeing the bar. And I haven't seen the game yet. Literally, I just received it. So I'm as excited as you guys may be to show this game. Okay. So this was played earlier today. The Grandmaster had tandem simuls. What tandem means is that there were two players playing. So one of the players went first time, made a move, and then the second player, the second Grandmaster, went and made the second move. And so looks like we had a player, Terence Kwang, and he played against Grandmaster Awonder Liang and Tatev Abrahamyan. So let's see what happened. It was d4, d5, knight f3, knight f6, c4, e6. Okay, so he played the Queen's Gambit. Maybe transposed 97. Okay, it's actually nice. I'm curious which one of the players made the first move here, because to my knowledge, Tatev is an e4 player, so maybe it was Awonder who started, or maybe Tatev said, okay, fine, I will play. I'll be playing d4. I'm very curious to see what happened here. Knight c3, knight b d7, c takes d5, takes. So this is an exchange variation. Now, typically when you see this line, depending on which move order you're playing, this is a nice idea to play the exchange variation for white. So if black captures with the pawn, you can go bishop g5. And once you place your bishop in g5, after that, you'll have the opportunity to play e3, develop your bishop in d3, and this knight will actually be developed through e2, g3, and support e4. This is an idea that was introduced, very likely, to my knowledge, by former world champion Botvinnik. And now the thing is that, you know, it's kind of more, it gives white a few more ideas besides playing what is known in these types of Carlsbad pawn structures with c6, right? There's this idea to play the minority attack and try to create a weakness there. This is another idea that personally I've enjoyed quite a lot myself, playing with the white pieces. But if you do place your knight in f3 on move 2, you obviously are missing the opportunities to play that. So I don't know whose idea was to play this, but typically a lot of people who play knight f3 first, then they go for bishop f4. So you can transpose to a London potentially, or maybe you can go bishop g5 and then transpose to some kind of something different. Torre, right? Torre with the knight here first. Torre attack. It's kind of nice as well. I like it. But anyways, this game, let's catch up with it. Knight c3, knight d7, takes, bishop g5. It's actually, I'm a bit surprised that white still captured here, because I think these lines, I do like to play bishop g5 or bishop f4 instead. And you want to maintain this this tension in the center, depending on the level that you are and where you're watching from, which of course I'm inviting you to interact with me. Don't let me here talk for 3 straight hours. I can do it, don't worry about it, but I'm saying I would love to hear your thoughts and questions. So when white pushes c4, white gets a lot of space. It's particularly 2 squares of space behind the pawn that was pushed forward. And if we compare this pawn in c4 to this one in e6, well, this one in e6 only gives black 1 square of space. So whenever you make the trade, you let black have an additional square of space and open up the bishop. Now, obviously, you do it now because they blocked the bishop by putting the knight in d7, but once that knight moves, the bishop is opened up. So this is the reason why whenever you're learning chess, you're learning that it is very important to keep support and keep space in the center, and be very mindful when you're making some trades. But there are a few lines, so as you'll get to be stronger, and maybe you'll start watching various chessable courses, various YouTubers that you know you can learn from, you might see them making these moves a lot. Don't forget to ask questions whether that move is good or not. It's very important that you understand the reasons why you're making specific moves and not just memorize automatically the moves that you're told to play. When your mind is when you're asking yourself questions, you always have the ability to remember things much better. That's what I've noticed. Okay. All right, so castle, development for both sides, bishop d3, h6. h6 is tricky. If you play h6 a bit too soon, what can happen is white will have the opportunity to go g4, g5. And this is something that I really like to do, by the way. Attacking the king, right? Because this creates a hook. We'll see. The 2 players have gone for it. Castle. Oh, no. No long castles, no fancy attacks. Okay, sure, castle is probably the best move for white here, to be fair. Rook e8, okay, so the player with the black pieces, Terence, is familiar with the plans, and he's developing the bishop too. Okay, c5. Aha, well, so what happens? c5 was played a bit too soon. Black still has to go on with the development by playing bishop b7. This pawn, in my opinion, needs to be protected first. Maybe go rook c8 or something like this, and try to improve the position before going c5. If you go c5 without being super ready, I think you risk of losing material. So c5 was played. Takes. Now we have changed the pawn structure. Every time you trade a pawn, make sure you're considering what are the new weaknesses in the position, what are the new issues. So for example, these 2 pawns here are called hanging pawns. They are both a strength and a weakness. And yes, you can have things like that. The reason they are strength, they're 2 pawns in the center that give black a lot of space, and they control the other half of the board. However, the minus for this position is the fact that we can attack them, and black might not be ready to defend them, because if you put pressure, a lot of pressure on one of them, and it has to push, the one that stays behind will remain a backwards pawn, and then we'll switch the focus from that one pawn to the other, and oftentimes it can get lost. So let's say how the 2 players, the grandmasters, have decided to follow through here. Bishop f5. Rook c8. Wow, rook c8 gives up a pawn. Ouch, that's not good. We do not want that. Rook a8. Wow, nicely thought. It's like, I'm giving you that pawn, but guess what? I'm gonna get it back. Makes sense, but what about knight c7? Oh, knight c7 was not played. Knight c7, rook f8. White could try to have some nice ideas, I think, in this position, right? Could they? Okay, I just Once the games are ready, I'll be sure to. I think the moves did not start for the games yet, so we're still staying with this game for now. I have gone live a bit earlier than usually. So in this position, maybe we can try some ideas. Some kind of ideas. I was thinking queen b3, but I don't think it's really leading too much. Maybe e4, and try to hit the knight in d7. So here, queen b3 was played. Queen a5. Oh no! Oh no! I was gonna say stop the video. Well, in case this is gonna be clipped. Stop the video, pause the video, and find the winning move for white that someone has missed. It's a simul. Let's not forget that it's a simul. And, well, you have to play fast to make sure you finish in time. So, what is the move that white missed in this position? Anyone in the chat has any ideas? Knight c3. Knight c3 would have trapped the rook. Oh! White decided to go for knight c7, which is also a double attack, but this allows black to go rook b8. And no, you're not gonna win. You're not gonna win material anymore. Okay. Okay, nice. Nice one. Nice one by black. Okay, let's move on. So what happened here? Sorry. Rook b8. Knight b5. c4. Ooh, ooh! If I were white here, I would be a bit scared. I would be very scared. Because, oh my god, you can't move the queen because you lose the knight. Oh no! I wonder if they were trying to, they were playing too fast. They didn't pay attention. I hope if either Awonder or Tatev are watching this game, they are not going to be mad at me for commenting. I'm just commenting on what I'm given, just to be clear. I'm not there. I'm there in spirit. I'm there in spirit. Okay. All right. All right. So I should have flipped the board maybe and just see it from black's perspective. Now we want to see from black's perspective. What's gonna happen now? Right? Come on. c4. Let's go. Let's go! Free knight! If you move the queen, we take the knight. Okay, so they decided to sack the queen. I feel like Awonder probably made this move because he's the kind of player who would go for this, in my opinion. Takes okay one. Okay, so now Terrence is up the queen. Okay, queen for a rook. Okay, ideal, nice, nice, very nice. Queen b4. Oh, wait. Second rook is coming. Okay. All right, so now we actually have queen and bishop for 2 rooks. Okay. h3. Very nice. Rook a2. Okay, so when we're up material, the big thing that we have to do is what? Find a way to trade pieces. Now, I had a student once, and I made that statement, and I told my student, you know, when you're up material, you try to trade pieces, because as you're going towards an endgame with less material on the board, your extra piece is going to be able to help you win the game. Well, little did I know that my student was going to take that literally, and every single time they were gonna have extra material, they were gonna do that. But sometimes forcingly. I want to make a very important statement, and that is, as you're playing chess and you're having a better, or you're learning a rule, okay, you're learning a specific rule about chess, just remember, as you get to be stronger, you might have to sometimes adjust those rules. They do not always apply 100%. There might be exceptions, and guess what? You might be the lucky one who gets the exception. So make sure you always compare the rule that you know with the position you have at hand. It's always about the position that you have at hand, not about some rule that you learned. So in this situation, it's good for black to try to trade some pieces, but of course you have to consider every situation everything that's it's happening. But right now I like knight c6. That knight was badly placed. We're trying to trade it. Okay, oh good. g6, very nicely placed by Terence. Now there's a luft here. We can save the king if need be. Bishop c5. Okay. Bishop c5, bishop back to d6. Okay. Oh, the grandmasters did not want to do that to get the draw. Nope. They were like, okay, we're repeating twice, but there's no increment. So what are we doing? Let's play. What do you guys think? Would you get a draw in this position if you were playing those very strong Awonder Liang, Grandmaster Awonder Liang, and Grandmaster Tatev Abrahamyan, and you had this position being up a queen? Would you take the draw? Would you? Or would you try to play for a win? I want you to let me know in the chat. Please don't be shy. I mean, really. Do not be shy. I wouldn't. Because I don't care who's in front of me. If I'm better, I want to play for a win. But that's me. Very competitive. I'm even competitive when I play a casual game, so that is me. I feel it's quite nice to do that, but of course, you know, you don't have to. So what's a nice winning idea for black here? Well, obviously, you know, g6 was nice. You can always put the king back here. The queen in b4 doesn't do that much. You might want to bring it back somewhere. Maybe you could even go queen b6 and have some sacrificial ideas and then push these pawns forward, specifically the d pawn, maybe, if you have the opportunity to do so. If you could go d4. I don't know that it works now, but if, let's say, we had the queen c6, yeah, maybe some idea like that would work at some point. Knight e4 is nice. We definitely need to do something with the bishop. Okay, so the draw didn't happen. White was trying to force black to find a way to improve. Queen d2. Okay, you gotta be careful with the queen, though, because it looks kind of trapped there. Aha, nice. Rook d1. See, Terence was very sneaky. Now he wants to take, and then, you know, just take the pawn. Or at least eliminate the knight. Maybe d4 can be played, or knight e4. Very nice. Okay, back. Very nice improvement move. When you don't know what to do, improve your position. Love that. Okay. Oh, I feel bad. I think Terence really wanted to get the draw. I don't know how old Terence is. I'll try to find out more information. If you do submit a game, feel free to put a couple of words about it too. If you analyze your game and you have some thoughts, or I didn't know what to do here, and you input them in the PGN file, I will be given those comments as well, and it will be nice to read, and and just you will feel like we have an interaction with one another, which will be nice. Okay. No, he changed his mind. He went knight b6. Okay, d4. Let's go. Ah. Finally! Gosh, this was such a brilliant idea. Bring the knight to b3, support that square. Now we can try to go d4 because the knight is not there to block it anymore. The knight cannot stay there anymore. And if you take, bam! Let's go. Okay, well. Oh, okay, so that pawn was lost. That's not quite ideal. Oh, and bishop pair. We do not want to give up the bishop pair unless there's no other opportunity. I think would be nice to keep the bishop pair. Okay, now black has to be careful of ideas with rook d7 and trying to hit f7, because that pawn was probably not the best idea. Okay. Okay, now that this happened, probably Awonder and Tatev could relax a bit, because now it is much more difficult to combine. So see, this is where I want to go back. I didn't see the game, like I said, before. I literally got it right before going on stream. And what I want to say is that, remind you about the rule that I mentioned earlier. So you're going to learn rules a certain way, and then please make sure you double check the situation. In this case, trading pieces, trade it off towards something that's much more difficult to win, because there are pawns on one side of the board only, and the queen and bishop together, without some weaknesses to attack, they won't be able to coordinate that easily. So it would have been much better for black to maintain the knight on the board, or at least maintain the c-pawn, because by making that trade, black also lost the c-pawn. So how could we have done something here? Well, obviously the queen activity is nice. Queen c3, queen here, check. Try to get that pawn. Definitely you want to maintain the c-pawn, because that's a pass pawn. Even, I don't know how bad this move would be. Maybe it would be too bad. Here and c3. What am I missing? Rook c5. Probably we can't push further. I wish we could, but we get a bit stuck. Yeah, and we get the bishop stuck there, so not this. Maybe queen, yeah, queen c3, queen there seems like a nice thing to do. Attacking the bishop as well. Okay, so let's see. Oh, wow. Okay. Okay, chasing the rook away, and white decided to go for this endgame, but as soon as black trades off the pawns, this should be an easy draw. They actually played on for quite some time. Okay, black is in the box, and now all they had to do is take the pawn. Beautiful, beautiful game. Well done, Terence, for staying on that strong. I don't know how long this game lasted, but it was 75 moves. So this is what I want to see. You know, share your games. Don't be shy. You're watching. You might as well, you know, have the chance to watch some of the games that that you want. I'm gonna refresh the page and see if the games have actually started. I know we have a 15-minute delay, and I'm not sure if the tournament started on time or not, but if it didn't, probably we'll have a bit longer. Ah, moves will start coming. I see. But why do we only have... Oh, no. Oh, they put them separately. Now I see it. Okay. All right. I will have to... I'm glad that I double-checked. I'm checking the games. I'll make sure that I have them all open for you guys. So we have the middle school, elementary school, and high school separately. They all have their own yeah, the game start showing, so I'm about to get into it. I hope you guys enjoyed that game, and please don't forget, don't miss your chance to send in your okay. Do we have a nice view of everyone? Yes. This is gonna be the middle school. And we have elementary school as well. Perfect. Look is good. All right. I thought I saw some moves, but I could be totally wrong. No moves yet. So we have 10 boards in the high school section, in the championship. In the middle school, we have 6 boards. Hi, Vicky. Thank you so much for being here. Welcome. Welcome, everyone. Let me know where you're watching from, and if you're rooting for someone in particular who's playing in the tournament. And in the elementary school, we have 11 games. Exciting. Super exciting. I just want to make sure I don't move this around because I have the tendency to move things around. And if you're in the Skittles room, please say hi. Come say hi. Take a picture. Tag me. Of or US chess. Okay, we do not have moves yet. Hey, Chessfields! Wait, what? Why do I not have the moves? Do you have the moves? Oh, you were live there. How did I do? How did I do with my speech? Was it decent? Oh, Chessfields, of course. How can I forget to say something about Chessfields? Okay. So, if you are enjoying, if you have any fun story to share, make sure to find JJ, who happens to write a lot of cool articles about different tournaments that are happening in the US and around the world as well. And he's pretty awesome and would love to hear your story, and he's going to cover this tournament as well. So I cannot wait to see what his next article is gonna look like. So you know, if you happen to see him somewhere there, be sure to say hi. Right, JJ? Wesley saw. JJ is very awesome. Hi, Alexei. How are you doing? Thank you. Thank you. Are you there? Are you in Florida? Why do I not have moves? Do you have moves? Because now I'm a bit scared. Do I need to refresh? If I refresh, I'm gonna lose everything that I've got so far. You probably watched the games in person, but I was told only 15 minutes of delay. Did I get it wrong? Or do you have any other games? Let's see. JJ also has been very kind to share that game that I just posted. No, he has not shared another one. That was the only one he shared. And that was a pretty impressive game, JJ. Thank you so much for that. Do you see the game? Do you guys see the games live? And I put the link to chess.com. Why do you guys see the move? Why is it there? Then to refresh. Oh no, finally they're coming. Okay. All right. Let's get into this. And by the way, I need to put this command also for standings and pairings and everything. There are a bunch of commands that I created. No, pairings. No Benonis? Okay. So we can get into this. Noki is trying to get to learn more about the giveaway. That's amazing. You should definitely check it out. Okay, so I just wanted to check the pairings as well to make sure that I know what we're seeing. So on board 1 of the K-12 championship, we have Claire, who is actually 1926 from New Jersey, and she's playing against the recently crowned or a recent GM, Hardaway Brewington. And Brewington has been like he's been pretty cool. I had the chance to interview him a bit for a tournament in St. Louis, and it was great to see him going for the title and finally getting it. So it looks like we have a very interesting move here, h6. I'm not very familiar with this particular move. Against Bishop g5, I don't think I've seen this move before. This is not a move that I see often. And like, of course, b6 is typical, bishop b4 is typical in these positions, but h6, very interesting. So he's trying to surprise his opponent, and Claire went for knight c3. But if you think about it now, I think it makes sense for black to go bishop b4, because you won't be having the possibility to go bishop g5 in some situations. So this might be his idea. Well, we'll get back to that game. Going on to board 2, we have Nico Chasen, who I think is an international master. I don't know how many GM norms he has. Maybe he has 1. Nico's also, oh my god, he played a4 first move, Nico! Okay. His opponent, Kuganov Lev, is from New Jersey and is 1923 as well. Wow. Okay. Okay, we're having some fun. Oh my god, it's actually called... I just clicked on chess.com's thing to see what's the name of this opening. It's called the Potato Variation. Do you guys know that? I didn't know it's called the Potato Variation. I just learned a new thing. So basically, okay, you can play it for fun, of course, a4 first move. But, yeah, e6, e3. Okay, so now we have, what do we have? Some London system with the pawn in a4. Is it going to be useful or not useful? It's very interesting. I'm not sure. I'm not sure how I feel about this. Amazing, these kids. All right. We have Zane Collier against Bach and Go. I actually played against Bach. He's an international master now, and I played him here as an FM. Some of these kids have progressed so much. So this English 97, and we're gonna anticipate a capture here. I'm just curious what openings. Oh, Caro, my favorite. Where did Chess JJ find Benonis? I don't see any Benonis. Yeah, this is an interesting line for black. C6 and E5, C5. Yeah. This is Tani, of course, another very strong top player. We have Joseph Levine playing against Arna. I need to check my. Nope, nothing. I just wanted to. Yeah, that Joseph is 2443 from Nevada, and he plays against Warakar Arna from Florida, actually, a local. Oh, I see. Okay, I misread. Ah, this is a line. It's more of a it's not the top line for white, but I've seen more people playing this bishop d3 line. So you're transposing to some things, and now you're keeping the bishop in f3, and you'll want to develop this knight to e2 instead. And having the bishop on the diagonal will stop black from pushing b6 or a6, b5, and then focus on a nice development with bishop b7, c5 on that side of the board. This is something I've seen actually more recently being played. I was preparing one of my students, and it was an idea that I was considering to suggest. Yeah, okay, this is quite a balanced position so far. Eric Liu. If I'm not mistaken, Eric won last year. But just the nationals. Style variation, h4, h5, takes. Yeah, I was talking to one of my friends about this line because this is there are a few lines that you can play with white here. So of course you can play bishop d3, takes. And now after queen takes d3 in this position, black can play the move e6 directly, but I personally like to go queen a5 check first, because this kind of, by making this move, you will know whether white's going to go bishop d2 or knight d2, and when they do that, the bishop will not be developed to g5. When I played with the black pieces, I'm not a huge fan of the bishop being there, because at some point, this diagonal is going to be an issue. Black can go bishop d7, knight d7. So I think it's nice to give this check first, and then you can play e6, or you even have this opportunity to go queen a6 and force white. Well, force, they want to play c4 anyways, but have white play c4. But once they do this, queen will be pinned, which means that it's not going to be so easy to do much there. So that was an idea. But this game is quite theoretical. This other line as well, knight d2. And what do you guys think about the pawn in b2? Is it poisonous or not? Queen takes b2. Do you think it's poisonous or not? It is. It is very poisonous. Very poisonous. You take, because what else are you gonna do, right? Like you can also go queen a3, I guess. Yeah, queen a3. We take. And then white can take in b7, but also they have this kind of fancy out of nowhere, marginal pawns push can always allow some rook lift to be brought into the game, and this rook h3, rook b3 idea is nice. You can also, of course, take in b7. So, I wouldn't necessarily capture that pawn unless it was the only resource. c5, attacking the center. Black needs to, oh, well, never mind. The pawn was captured. Because now if you go rook b1, probably we can maybe capture this pawn. So at least we can force the queen trades. That makes sense. So rook d1. Okay, wait. Can we go back to our... Okay, game. Yes. Okay. I see. So white's gonna have compensation for that. How many pawns do we have down? Do we have 3 pawns down? We have 3 pawns down. I thought I'm not counting right. Okay, what is going on? This must be some kind of crazy theory that I'm not aware of. Where is Brian when you need him? Or Elshan. If you find Grandmaster Elshan, ask him about the theory here. Just I'm sorry, I need to go back again. So what's c4? Rook d1. You might see me here doing commentary and being very, very willing to analyze games and tell you my thoughts. But listen, I'm learning a lot of things from these kids. They're great. I think US definitely has a lot of top-notch kids who, if they spend sufficient time on chess to try to improve every single day and look at progress, not just rating, you just take the knowledge every time, every opportunity they get, I think they're definitely going to reach very, very far. So I just learned a new line. I feel like next time I'm playing Blitz or Bullet online, I'm doing this. I'm playing this line with white. I don't know how, but it's it's amazing. This line is amazing. I'm amazed. I don't know about you guys. If you have any knowledge, feel free to let me know in the chat, because, you know, always ready to learn new things. But like, wow. Do you know this prep, Tota? Because I don't. We'll be back. We will be back at that game. Oh, Sicilian, something that I know, finally. I better stop making comments like that. You guys will think I don't know anything. Why is she here? Why is she here? She doesn't know anything. Queen takes d4. Okay, so this is a Richter-Rauser system. Bishop e7, and okay, so the theory probably continues here. I think white has various ideas. Like king b1 is typical to get the king away from the c file, and at some point white has ideas to push the h and g pawns. They may retreat the bishop, or they might take in f6. You know, if you have to take back with the pawn, you're destroying your pawn structure. With the bishop, you would give up the pawn, but you have to see in which circumstances you're gonna do that. And then we have Avi Kaplan. Avi has played, I've commented on his games many times in nationals, always trying to fight for top places. Oh my goodness, look at these kids. Look at these kids. A3. A4 was not enough. I wonder if Avi is friends with Nico. And he saw Nico playing A4 first move, and he was like, oh, I already played knight F3. What am I gonna do now? Okay, you know what? Let's just go for a brilliant move. And what's the brilliant move that I'm gonna go for? A3. Okay. Okay, what is happening? What are we having here? We have a Nimzo with reverse colors. Listen, this is not bad. This is not bad. Okay, queen e2. Okay. All right. Decent position. Acceptable. Rose. Okay, Rose is one of the young top female players in the country. She's 14 or 15, I believe. Okay. Bishop b5, bishop d7, c4. Okay, so we're having a canal Sicilian, and she's going for the fianchetto bishop. It's actually, this pawn structure is quite interesting for white, because like typically you would think that you would just go for d3, right? Because you got rid of your light square bishop, so now you can put all your pawns on light squares, and then you can develop this bishop. Maybe say, since it's white's, it's going to be white's turn, like bishop g5, queen d2. Maybe we can go h3, move the knight away. I would try to set up something like this personally, but I see in the game white decided to go for d4 instead, which is also nice, because now if you capture and we take back, then we'll have a bit more space. Of course, I don't know how useful necessarily it will be, because the bishop is pretty strong, but yeah, this is something nice that you can have. So d4 was played instead. Okay, all right. And lastly, Ling Shizhu playing against Matteo Lucero, and we had Najdorf, I think. Yeah, Najdorf Sicilian. h3. Okay, this is not the move I'm familiar with. Super familiar with. most popular ones, if you have any choosable courses, you know, bishop g5, bishop e3, bishop e2, bishop c4, bishop g5 and bishop c4 definitely stop e5 from happening. This h3 still allows e5, so it's meant to probably allow white to play at some point f4. Yeah, there it is. Yeah. See, even if you don't have some knowledge of something, you can try to make it up by comparing to something that you know. That's why whenever I tell someone to learn their openings by understanding the reason behind why they're making specific moves, I always try to make sure that I remind them to spend in the time and not just memorize the move, but understand the ideas, because whenever your opponent surprises you, you can compare to something that you know, and you can make a decision based on that. If you have no knowledge, how are you going to be able to do that? You won't. So, you know, that's why. Oh. Okay. 1 second. Okay, all good. So f4. Now let's see. f5. Okay, nice, nice. Do you cover k1? I cover all these games that are pinned in the chat if you click there. So there are 10 games in the high school, 10. I don't know if there's a k1. I thought it was k3. Elementary school, I think it's k3, but maybe there's one game. I haven't checked it yet because they didn't. Can you see if you find your kid or the person you're looking for in the link in the chat? If the game is there, that is the link. So with that, we have done a nice rerun of the top games in the high school section. So now we're gonna go in the middle school section. I want to see the openings we are experiencing here. Okay, so I will check exactly. So this is K8 championship, right? So we have 10 boards, top 10 boards. I'm gonna check exactly if there's any game. I can let you know in a minute. Just give me 1 second. So last game that's available is the game between Edison Chen and Grayson Jiang. That game is I think those are, I think only K3. Yeah, only K3. So in order to be able to tell those things, let's see if my standings page is available. If it is, I'm going to explain to you so that you guys know which game is live. 1 moment. So if I go on my standings page, oh my goodness. Okay, you won't be able to see me because of some issue, but don't worry about it. So you see, when you click on the standings page over there, and then you go to the pairings, if oh my goodness, they messed it up, so now I can't explain it. Uh-oh, Brian's video did not work. Okay, so usually they would put the boards that were live, but now they didn't. Uh-oh. Okay, I'm gonna mention that. I'm gonna mention that later. Okay, let's go back to this. Yes. So usually on the pairings list, when you would click on the pairings list, I think they forgot to do it this time or something happened. If you would see like a small number, that's because that's when you would know whether the game is being broadcasted live or not. But now I don't know what they did. I'm gonna call later in my break and I'm gonna find out. Yeah, K23, yes. So just click on that link and see if your son or daughter or student is playing, and see if their game is broadcasted live. It's top 10 boards in each. So until everyone lets me know, we're gonna catch up with the middle school. So we had not a Benoni, but a King's Indian, and I have not seen this line in such a long time. This is an interesting idea. H5, bishop h6. Black himself trades the dark square bishop in order to be able to get rid of a bad piece. It's very interesting. And now h4. Very interesting idea by So there are games from each section, right? So there's K12, there's K8, there's K6, there's K5 and K3, and that's it. So the games didn't appear to me before I went live, and I had to go earlier, so I didn't get the chance to see exactly which ones they are, so I'm figuring it out myself. But if there's a particular game you want me to go over, please don't hesitate to let me know. I know Andrew. I know Andrew here. He's playing a double fianchetto position. Very interesting. This is why this reminds me of my bullet last night. I played for 6 hours. Do not do that. Don't do like me. This is a very, very typical double fianchetto position. Black is trying to get a bit of space. Bishop b7. Queen b6 maybe, and maybe with white. I'm curious if he's gonna go with d3 knight d2, or if he's gonna attempt some d4. Do not take the pawn. This is a blunder, by the way, because is it this? No, because this we get 2 pieces. Is it knight b4 first? I think knight b4 with the idea knight c2, but also bishop a6. So it looks like a free pawn, but you got to be careful. That's a small little trap that you should try to avoid falling for. Another accelerated dragon knight takes c6. This is suspicious. Chess.com marked this move with red. I don't even know why, because it's the only move that black can play. Yeah, I'm liking white's position just a little bit, because this bishop is restricted. So this is board 3 in the K8 championship. Let me double check. No. This is game... Yes, this is board 3 in the K8 championship. Then this is board 4 in the K8 championship. I had another Knight Door Sicilian. Lots of Knight Door Sicilian. Knight Door has become so popular. I wish I could memorize all of these top lines myself. Bishop, this is an interesting line. Bishop CF3. To support the knight to go to D5. And to make sure that black doesn't get D5, because on this pawn structure, you definitely want to counterattack the center. So by doing this, you're stopping them from playing D5. Okay, next. Ah, my favorite of all time, the Caro-Kann. But everyone plays this Botvinnik line. Maybe I should learn it too. I typically play Bishop F5. We've seen one game so far with Bishop F5. But C5 seems quite popular in this particular round. Takes, and black will have to find a way to get the pawn back, but also this pawn is weak, so eventually, you know, one of those pawns will fall. I like it. Bishop D4 and B4. White is trying to hold on to the pawns. So basically in this position, if you play A6 or A5, like let's just say A6, we can be fancy. We don't move the bishop. You thought I was gonna move it? Nah. It's not happening. So black won't be able to really get that pawn back anymore, but this is the target, so you might need to go G6 or G5, one of those two moves to get bishop in G7 and eventually grab the pawn. Probably G5 not to allow F4 to be played. That's quite important. I just wanted to make sure we go through everything, and that way I can also... Okay, so this is board 6. Oh, what did I miss? All right, Chessfields, you're helping me. Hello from Spain. Hey. Okay, thanks for writing that down, because I didn't get the chance to write that earlier, so I feel like I don't know. I'm writing it down now. Okay, top 6, top 4. K6. Next 4K5. So 5 through 8 K5. And 9 through 11 K3. Thanks for doing that. And these ones in the middle school, they're all K8, right? Thank you for doing that, Chessfields. I appreciate it. Okay. But it's actually surprising that in the pairings, they didn't put a different number. They used to have a different number in the past. They used to put, like, if you're on a live board, they used to have, like, them numbered from 1 to 10, and they had, like, a small digit number, and then the other ones had a large digit number. But I guess this time they didn't do it. Gioco piano. Pianissimo. That means super slow play. So basically... main line here is, of course, this, and in this position with white, you can go knight c3, or you can go bishop d2 or knight d2. Bishop d2 is the most popular one. Takes, and black goes for d5. That's a line. Queen e2. I don't think I've seen Queen e2 being played in this position before. It's an interesting choice to put the Queen in e2. I wonder if white is trying to castle along. No, there's no way. There's no way. Just wasn't sure. Maybe just wants to play bishop e3. Let's see, if bishop e3 was played, then that was probably the idea. I mean, most people just castle here or go bishop b3, because at some point this bishop is going to be chased away or potentially captured with knight a5. So you want to make sure you retreat it in case it gets attacked. You can retreat back to c2, or you can castle. But queen e2 is like, I don't get the idea of the move queen e2, unless bishop e3 was going to be played, but it was not played, so I'm not sure. Yeah, there are quite a lot of side events. There are quite a lot of Simuls on-site, book signings, and I know in the Skittles room, which some people are watching from there. Hello, everyone, if you're watching. Don't forget to snag a picture and tag me and US Chess. I'd love to see your beautiful faces since I'm not there. And all I get to see is this beautiful blue board. But and maybe my cat will come on stream to say hi later, just to bring everyone good luck. So if I get tagged enough, maybe I'll show she will be a famous cat on US Chess stream. Queen d7. So is black considering long castle? What do we think? Would you consider doing long castle here? Am I being too... Ooh, actually, maybe this is an idea. I like that idea a lot. I like it quite a bit. Yeah, I don't like white's pawn structure at this point. I know the engine seems to... Oopsie, what did I do? Okay. I need to stop moving. Okay, fixed. I can see they're 0.4, but I just don't know why. I like black's position a bit more. I don't know. It's like, should we castle? And yeah, my question was, can black castle long? No. No, what am I missing? Bishop g5 maybe. Or bishop here? Or maybe bishop g5. Rook d1. Okay. Okay, interesting position there. So these are the top 6 board in the middle school championship. Let's catch up with the elementary championship. Okay, we're there. So we have top 4 boards are K through 6. Okay, so we have Ethan Guo playing against Sanchit Haripradeep. French Tarrasch variation. This is interesting. This is an interesting idea because you see that black did not develop that bishop yet. So if we're capturing here directly, black will get the development in one go. That's the reason why in these types of positions, what you're trying to do here with white is just make a few more waiting moves. Just wait for black to develop the bishop so that you can afterwards do something. So for example, bishop e5 and something like this. Then we take, and you wasted a move, and at least I got my bishop out, and then I can castle, and you know. And you can say, come on, Sabina, why are you showing bishop d6? You go bishop b5, I play knight f6. Okay. No cause for alarm. I still have some good waiting moves that help with my development, so I'm going to castle. And I'm going to wait for you to develop a bishop. You don't want to develop your bishop? Then get ready for some checks, because I'm telling you, I'm definitely going to put pressure on the e-file. You want to play a move like bishop e6? No cause for alarm. I go rook e1. At some point, you're going to run out of useful moves, and you will have to develop the bishop. And once you do, that is the moment where I want to take. Now, I'm a bit surprised that Ethan has taken immediately,
But okay, not surprised. Of course, that is an idea, but it's just he's rushing to create this isolated pawn when he could have had just an additional move. Maybe could he have been worried about this line? There's a line here where black can play c4 if you go bishop b5, but I think, okay, this is probably not something you want to be that worried about. Like, you can castle and then you go bishop d6 or something, then we'll play b3 and break open the position there, and we should be all set. Okay, next. Tariq. If I'm not mistaken, Tariq just won the Blitz or something. Or was finishing top 3 in the Blitz. Vihan against Tariq. So they had, what kind of Sicilian was this? Dragon. As a kid, at some point, I did learn the dragon myself with the black pieces. Unfortunately for me, I lost most of my games. I didn't know how to defend the attack. So now we're going to see how Tariq defends it. Maybe I'll just go back to my childhood opening. Bishop e6, this is all theory, h4. Okay, but these days I think this move h4 is usually stopped with h5. Potentially, maybe. It's like, why is it such a big mistake? Why is it the big of a mistake here? If it's not h5. Is there some discovered ideas that black can do? Is queen a5, rook c8. Queen a5 is quite typical for these types of moments. And let's just say go g4, and usually black brings this rook over. And you will have to be mindful about various attacking ideas on the queen side. You're not that safe. You're not as safe as you think you are. Okay. We'll be back. What opening was this? Some Caro-Kann, or was it? Caro-Kann, yeah. Ah, this line. 2 knights. Queen e2. Bishop e6. Huh. This is an interesting idea. Like, most of the time people play the move knight d7 to bring the knight to f6. A bishop e6 is quite interesting. The idea, I presume, is to go bishop d5. The reason I'm spending a bit of time is because I'm trying to figure out, you typically do not want to place a minor piece in front of a central pawn that has never been pushed, because you do want that pawn to push forward eventually and then get your bishop out, right? So in this situation, you won't be able to really do that. So, like, what's the... Also, could white have played c4, or is this a bit too much? Something like this. I guess the bishop in e6 is okay. Huh. A very creative idea. See, another rule that you're normally learning. Never do it. Never, ever place a piece. Well, never say never. Okay. Do you have to take the knight? Maybe c4 will be. e6. The only thing I'm kind of worried about for black is if white castles long, and then says, you know, create some ideas to try to put pressure, or maybe g4, g5. I like the queen here. Why does the bishop pair? I mean, I would like these kind of ideas potentially. Okay. Yeah, castle is natural, but what is the plan now for white? Do we go king h1, or do we do some rook? Actually, I got it. Be ready to be amazed. a5, rook a4. And suddenly the rook will join in the attack. If that actually happens, it's gonna be brilliant. a5 is a nice, like, you know, restrictioning of black's plans on the queen side, and then it's probably too much. I'm trying to be fancy. I don't know why. It's not like I'm not fancy enough or something. But that is an idea to always, you know, be on the look for. It's easy to forget. You know what's brilliant about this game is that regardless of what the result will be, both players have placed their bishop in front of a central pawn. Like, wantingly or not, I don't know, but they have placed it. Okay, we'll be back. We'll be back to that game. What did we get here? Wait, which board is this? This is board 4. This is board 4 of the K6. Grunfeld! Yes! Yes! Let's see some Grunfeld. Bishop g5. I played this line too. I played it like once or twice. I know something. Knight f3. Yeah. The knight is attacked. You gotta move it back, and then black takes back. They got the center. Goody. They got the bishop pair. And now, what does white do? White should have some attacking ideas here shortly. Well, clearly the engine likes black, and I like black only because of the bishop pair, the bishop pair. But will black be able to play c5? If they would be able to play c5, maybe I like black more. That remains to be seen. Next board is first board on k5. Lev Shangin is looking good in this current position. What was this, QGD? No, Semislav. This is interesting, this queen a5 check here. Trying to play some kind of Cambridge Springs, but you're not really getting it. That's not typically how black plays these types of positions. They usually put the bishop in d6, and then you castle, and then you have two plans. One of them is to play queen e7 or rook e8 and support e5, and you might need to take in c4 and then e5. And that's a pretty good popular plan. A second plan for black is to play b6, bishop b7, and just prepare to play c5, of course, after you develop the bishop. So you got those two plans there that you can do. But yeah. Yeah, this was a bit too premature, because if you capture here and you're not ready to break through the center with one of these moves, just suddenly you gave up the center, and white will have the option to push forward for the space. Look at that, b5, b4. Wait, why did he give up the pawn for free? Did he forget about it? Like, that's suspicious. No, this is just a pawn down. Okay, black just gave up a pawn. It's probably rushing and miss the chance that it can be captured. So this is board 2 on the K5 championship. Oh my goodness, Sabina, stop it. Stop moving that board. Okay. Okay. Difficult. Classical variation of the Caro. Okay. Yeah, those bishops get traded. Castle on castle. So this line is very interesting that white plays h4, h5. So h4 earlier is, of course, as a means to try to push the opponent's bishop, like, you know, in the corner, then you trade it. But then by pushing that pawn a lot, you're creating some kind of attacking ideas for yourself. And at some point, especially because very likely if black castle's short, then white will have the ability to move this knight away. Oftentimes they put it back to e4, and then they prepare some attack like that. This pawn being pushed that much also gives white some ability for a rook lift. But in case pieces get traded, you also have to be thinking of that. Just pushing pawns forward like that is not necessarily the best thing, because, you know, like you need to make sure that you have a follow-up to it, and that those pawns will not stay weak for a long time. In an endgame, for example, that pawn could be weak. That's what I was gonna say. And no, this is not trapping the queen, because we do have f4, by the way. Oh, black decided to do castle long. I like it. Yep, I wouldn't castle short here with black is either. Okay, that's a pretty decent position there. Is this some e45? Scotch. Gambit. Transposing to some normal stuff. Let me know when you are watching from. I can see a lot of you are in the chat. Feel free to say hi. West Virginia, okay. Nice. Are you rooting for someone in the competition? Whom are you rooting? Is your player playing live on a live board? Do you have high expectations? Are you a parent? Or are you a friend? Or are you a player? Just watching? Okay, all right, cool. Well, we're happy to have you here. I don't know why I feel that I have to say we. I am happy to have you here. 64 people right now in the chat. That's a great number. Make sure. Oh, went away. All right. So this is board 8, meaning board 8 was what? Board 4 of K5. Vivan Mollet, I remember Vivan, and Oliver He or He. I'm not sure how it's pronounced. Uh-oh, we got some Benko. We got some Benko here. All right, let's see. These kids know G6. So it's actually much better if you're playing the Benko. It's much better to play G6 first. Do not rush to take here. You can actually have the option to capture that pawn sometimes with the knight as well. So the move order sometimes can actually give you, you know, some ideas. Just keep it in mind. But at some point you have to capture. So e4. Okay, so white went for an aggressive line. I remember playing this myself as a kid. One of my first wins against a woman grandmaster was actually in the Benko, and my first grandmaster that I ever beat over the board was also in a Benko. So I feel kind of proud of my Benkos with the white pieces. But I used to play this more cautious line with knight f3 and then castle g3, d6, bishop g2. Okay, at some point black does capture. You can castle also and knight d7. Now, if you're ever considering to play this kind of line with oops. Okay. With white, be aware if the knight comes to d7, the knight wants to go to b6, put pressure here, but also threatens to go to c4. So this is a very important idea. If you're going to play this line, you have to play the move rook b1, because whenever this knight goes to b6 and is threatening, you know, something on c4, you need to be able to play b3. This is kind of an important idea. This is a pretty safe setup, I would say, for white. Having the bishop fianchettoed, you are protecting d5. Later on, you will have ideas to go e4, e5. The queen goes to c2. And ideally, you would love to go a4, knight b5 in some situation to stabilize your extra pawn over there. Make sure black doesn't get counterplays with c4 or the diagonal. And then you can focus somehow on the other side of the board. But this was a line that I was playing, obviously, you know, it's me. But yeah, in the actual game, looks like white played a more aggressive line. So e4, castle, knight f3, bishop d3 here. Okay. Keys are improving so quickly. Yes, keys are improving very quickly these days. Look at... You will have to tell me which section and which board. It will be greatly appreciated. I don't know them all by heart. CT Cyclops, I don't know. CT. Which board is that? Is the next board? Is the next board? I'm getting to it. I'm getting like in 1 second. Is the next board? Let me catch up with this. Like 3 more moves. Ooh, black plays c4. That might have been a bit too early, but that's a typical idea. To get the knight. Ah, but you see, you're getting this, but then you're also giving that. What you give and what you get. You always want to get more than what you give. In chess. In real life? Probably too, but you should probably give more in real life. You should be nicer in real life. In chess, don't give too much to your opponent. Okay, let's catch up with the next game. So next game is board 9, which is board 1 in the K3. And City Cyclops, I feel like it doesn't sound good the way I'm pronouncing your username, but has asked to look at this game. Let's see. So we had a Caro advanced variation, E6. Oh, wait. What? What? What is this? This is a pretty aggressive... Steven! You are here! Hi! How are you, Steven? Yes, look who's commenting. It's me. Thanks for being here, guys. I appreciate it. Let's see. What's happening? What's happening? Do you guys know this line? Because I think this is a pretty sharp line for... This is definitely a sharp line for white. Or for which color do you like it? White or black? Bishop e7. Here. Knight c6. You're here for the dad jokes? I'm not sure I'll have dad jokes. I'm not sure I'm allowed. I'll ask. I'll ask if I can come up with any dad jokes. Maybe some dads who are watching the stream, you know, can share some jokes, and then I'll say them in Sabina's tone. I don't know. Knight a6, knight f4. This looks aggressive, like queen c1. Is that pawn really capturable? Do you have to go queen c1? Like, could you go, I don't know, something like this, or... Because isn't this nice for white? Yeah, like, isn't this theory... Can we trap the queen? Well, if we cannot, can we at least take in b7? Or will it go bishop b4? What's the move here? I got like rook takes b7, bishop b4. Kind of scared to do that. But if I go here, then queen a5, do I have some discovery now? No. But the engine seems to, like, this bar is moving. What am I missing here? I mean, we can always take in b7. Maybe we just develop further or something. Or, I mean, I don't want to do this, right? This I don't like. I really wish I could go knight b5. And this would be kind of a nice idea, but no. Actually, I wish this would work. It's actually not that bad. It's actually not that bad. This is my idea. But it's not as great. But it's kind of, you know, piece sack. But I have quite a bit of activity. So I have the feeling there's something with a... Is it knight b5? No. Like, I feel like there should be some piece sack. Should we just go h4 and just pretend like we don't care? No, they'll have... What's the move? I cannot see. I cannot see it. Because, I mean, taking is not, right? No. Should we just play a3? Just like that, prophylaxis. Prophylaxis wins the game. Sabina was trying all sacrifices, all possible, anything that came to mind. Oh my goodness, when you put such long lines, I always mess it up. Okay. The line goes, let's see, e4, c5, e5, bishop e5, knight c3, e6, d4, g4, bishop g6, knight e2, c5. Oh, knight e2, c5. Sorry. Knight e2, c5? Yeah, I know this line. I know this line. Yeah. Bishop h7. Yeah. This is kind of messy. This is kind of messy. Okay. All right, but let's see the moves. Let's see the moves. What is going on here? City Cyclops is rooting for Zeke. I guess the player with the white pieces. Azikiwe. Nice. Go away knight. g5. I don't like g5. Because it gives this the square away. It's putting another pawn on black, but... Okay, the position is pretty chill. Ooh, you're on Zeke's school team. Are you playing there as well, City? What is Zeke's rating? Let me check. How did you do yourself? What did you do in your game? Did you join the giveaway? So this is board 1 in K3. So we have Lucas 2032. Zik is only 1181. Oh, are you guys from Hunter? Hunter's a pretty good school. It's a pretty good school in New York. Giveaway yes here for everyone who's joining the stream. All you have to do is check that post out and then tag your favorite player whose signature is on that board, and whether you can do it on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, or here, and you'll be entered in and have the opportunity to win that board. Your favorite player is Hikaru. Got it. Noted. Oh, really? Oh, well, yeah, because you said Hunter, so I was like, well, obviously. Do you already have Hikaru's signature? Does he ever come to your school for a simul or something, or talk? No. Aw. He will come at some point, I'm sure. I'm sorry. Hopefully he will come at some point and you'll have the chance to meet him in person. But his dad is also pretty cool. Say hi to Sunil. All right. So Zeke is doing quite well considering he's the low rated player in this game. Then this game looks over. This game is about to be over. So what have we got here? And then I'll get back to the high school unless someone suggests a specific game. So we had some kind of dragon transposed to a Maruti bind. It's interesting that it marks f6 as a mistake. Typically that move is not that bad, but maybe here knight f6 was a better choice. f6 does keep black's king a bit weakened. Okay. Are you at the SuperNationals? Jacob? He's the world okayest coach, but greatest dad. Oh, I love that. I love that. That's a great one. That's a great one. The world's okayest coach, but greatest dad. Where did your dad get that T-shirt from? I feel like I should get. I feel like I should get something like that for my dad. Something, I don't know. But maybe it will. Maybe I will just make it fun and I'll switch those words. World's greatest coach. I'm kidding. Just for a joke, you know, like you can do it for April Fools or something, just for a laugh. Queen d7. Oh, poor black blundered the rook. The exchange was lost and now it's tough. All right, so it looks like Jihan has won his game. And yeah, probably. Well, I don't know if he did, but it was mate. Okay, it's mate. Nice game, Jihan. And we have Edison Keen Chen against Grayson Zhang. Let's see. So two knights has been quite popular these days. We had quite a bit of caros, which is nice. Here, d3. Why is everyone playing d3 and not trying to get d4 and have more center? That's what I'd like to know. How is it going in the tournament? Jacob, are you playing? What did you do your first game? Oh, you got to be careful when you make this decision to trade. A pawn in e5 is much stronger than a pawn in e6. This pawn supports the outpost there, chases your knight away from f6, which will allow the diagonal to be open, and potentially white will have attacking ideas on the diagonal in addition to queen g3, bishop takes h6. Those ideas will not be fun to meet. That's why you'd rather leave the knight there. It keeps the position a bit more closed. Maybe even something like this could be working. The queen can also go through e7, or but this has certainly been helpful for white. Look at that, queen g3 threatening bishop takes h6. At some point we will try to get on the light squares as well. Uh-oh, bishop h6 is coming. Oh, what? Was this not possible? I think it was. I think this was a devastating attack. We're also threatening rook lift, which I've mentioned before. It's just quite nice. Okay, so this is the current position. But I'm actually a bit surprised that white decided to go back, but okay. This is a weakness. And I believe that resumes, or that makes our a review of all of the games. There are a lot of games. I didn't realize there would be so many. But that would conclude our first review of all of the games. Now I gotta remember which ones were the most interesting and go back to them. But what I wanted to do now is just take one more moment and say thank you once again to Precision Tune Auto Care, and specifically to David and Maureen Grimond for sponsoring the stream. Typically, we are commenting the last 3 rounds, but this year's special, and is the first time ever, I believe, that US Chess is bringing live commentary for the entire 7 rounds of the SuperNationals, and we're here on Twitch. And if you are there in Florida, then I want to say hi. If you are watching from anywhere else, feel free to let me know. But if you're in Florida and you happen to watch the stream in the Skittles room, feel free to stop by, join in the chat, say hi, let me know how is it going. And the special thing for this stream is also that aside from me looking at every single round and commenting on the live games, what I also do is I'm accepting submissions of games. So if you happen to have played a nice game, or you have a game that you'd like me to analyze, of course it has to be from this weekend, please submit it, and someone will make sure that I will have access to it, and that way I'll analyze it on stream. Probably there will be some clips of it, and you can watch it later as well, in case you're not catching it because you have to play. So don't worry, these streams are being recorded, and you'll have the chance to watch whatever I said about your game. I'll try my best to make it as inspirational and as educational as I can. And yeah, I'd love to see one of your games. Earlier today, as we got started into the stream, I actually went over a beautiful game that was played by Terence Kwong, who drew again in the tandem simul against Grandmaster Awonder Liang and Modern Grandmaster Tatev Abrahamyan, and I love that game. It was quite exciting. So if you have a game from the simul as well that you think you played well, feel free to put in the PGN and then submit it to us, and I'll have the chance to analyze it for you. And yeah, it's gonna be exciting. I believe I have a command for that, if I would have actually remembered which one it is, but I'll give you the link in just a moment, just in case. This is the link where you can submit your games. And And I would love to see it if you put a few words about your story, how you played. If you have anything additional that you want to share with me, I'll be super excited to read it. But if not, that's okay. Just feel free to submit the game. Make sure to let us know who played it, and yeah, we'll comment on it as well here. You're in the Skittles room. Oh, you are Jacob's dad. Oh, okay, okay, sounds good. All right, so Jacob is still playing. Sounds good. Well, we appreciate you being here. If you have any questions or anything, you want to ask anything, please do let me know. I'd be happy to answer, and we appreciate your support. And yeah, feel free to give us feedback also, because we're always trying to find ways to improve, both me and I know US chess too. You're rooting for Edison? Okay. All right. So Edison is having a pretty good position right now. Isn't Edison the lower rated player in this match? Like, let me check the Edison is 1170 and Grayson is 1934. Wow. If Edison actually manages to win this, it's gonna be brilliant for him, because like he would be taking down a much higher rated player. But regardless of the result, I don't know which one of you is a player playing in the competition, which is a parent, and then I might have some of my followers on Twitch as well. I just want to remind you that you should be proud of yourselves for trying your best and making good moves, and learning, because after all, it's not just about the winning. Chess can bring way more than that in one's life, and as long as you take the learning opportunities that it gives you and you're putting them to good use, I think you should be proud of yourselves. It's not just about the wins, which I know we all want the wins. that's kind of like the goal that we see oftentimes when we start playing. It's like a game. Come on, it's win or nothing. But chess is a bit more than this, and we hope that, I hope that you have a great experience. If this is your first SuperNationals, I hope it's a great experience. Don't miss the chance to join in some of the side events that are happening with the guest grandmasters on site. I've already mentioned them, but let me mention them again. So there's Super GM Leinier Dominguez, who is on site. There's Grandmaster Elshan Moradiabadi and Grandmaster Awonder Liang, Woman Grandmaster Tatev Abrahamyan, International Master and 3 times US Women's Champion Carissa Yip. Carissa is awesome, so if you see her, and Tatev, and all of them are really great, be sure to stop by and say hi. They're very, very nice people, and I'm sure they would love to give some advice from their own chess careers. Some of them are coaching as well, so just asking some advice on how you can improve, or what did it take to be where you are today? Did you really only work 1 hour a week? Tatev, is that how you became a WGM? And she's gonna be like, no, that's not what I did. So you want to see what it is that they did, and maybe you can get some inspiration on what you can do yourself to continue your improvement. And of course, I cannot make a break without mentioning the girls club room, which has been something inspirational to me personally, and I've been a guest in the room a few times, and it's run by some wonderful people, and I want to give a shout out to Kimberly and Maureen and Layla, and I don't know if there's anyone else there right now, but they put the event together, the different events together, and they have special guests, former women's world champion Susan Polgar, who will be having a book signing, and the lecturer, I believe, too, and woman grandmaster Kateřina Němcová is there, and women's international master Carolina Blanco, on top of a lot of other grandmasters on site who are coaching their teams, of course. It's a great place to be, to learn and take as much from it. Makes me really sad that I'm not there now, but you know, that's why I want to see pictures, because you know, it will make me feel less lonely that I'm not on site. But yeah, and definitely share games, because that is something that I can talk about a lot. So anyways, let's catch up back to the top with the top boards here. So we left off earlier in this game of Brewington, and he had that h6 that I was quite surprised with. And looks like he went for bishop b4, and white didn't do anything about it, and Brewington decided to just give it immediately. Give the bishop immediately. That's a very interesting decision, because typically you're waiting for a3 for white to waste a move, then you're taking. His name is, oh, I should give a shout out to Edison's dad just came by. Sorry. His name is CN. Hi, CN. I missed that. Sorry, if hopefully he's still there. I'm gonna give shout outs now. I can't even pronounce the word. Okay. Bishop takes c3. Takes d6. Okay, so it makes sense to put the pawns on dark square, because you did give up the dark square bishop here. Cian says hi. Okay. Hi back. How many times are we gonna go back and forth with the highs? Castle. Here. Claire is trying to get some queen to d3. No, she did not. Yeah, this is the problem when you play e4. This is the problem. This is exactly black's idea. Put the pawns on dark squares, block this pawn here so that your bishop doesn't hit h7. Yeah, I've seen this idea. It's so tempting to play bishop h4 and try to win the bishop, but oh, no, that cannot be good. That cannot be a good idea. Okay, so looking at the position, why is this not such a great... Oh, bishop. Probably bishop d7 had to be played. But it doesn't matter. The reason this is marked as a mistake by the engine already is because, you see, with this pawn structure, you gave up the light square bishop, and now this pawn is doubled and weak. And you don't have the bishop to protect it anymore. You had the light square bishop, you had to keep it. In some cases, you can go f4 and still have ideas with e5 and get the bishop open. But now that the bishop is gone, it's not so great anymore. And white will very likely end up losing that bishop eventually. Oh, this loses on the spot. You gotta be mindful about that. This loses with knight takes d5. So yeah, if white wants to play knight h4, g3 probably has to be played first, and then knight h4, and then try to do that. Okay, Claire is trying to hold on, at least she has the opposite color bishop, but okay, I'm tempted to believe that the black's plan with f5 is going to create some issues for white. This file will be open, the queen is already attacking, the rooks can double, and there'll be some issues there. How do I feel about this position? Which position was this? This was that Caracan? Oh no, that a4 one. Okay, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning, I really need to show you. This was an a4 move. Now, I'm not condemning this move. I'm not agreeing with it. It's a move that you can start with. But after that, you still have to respect the principles. Like, that's very important. You may start with something sus, but then please get into some kind of serious position and make sure that that extra move that you made, the A pawn, H pawn that you made, use it for something to help you out. Takes, queen c7, bishop d3. Yeah, black's following the right kind of approach. Knight d3. Huh, knight d3 is not liked by the engine. For some reason, I don't know why. e5. I'm just surprised here why that move was not liked by, because like can't beat this, right? No. Can black just let you play knight b5 without a care in the world? Or could you play something like this and then no, because then no. Cannot be e4 because knight b5, right? Really? e4? What? Don't tell me you give up the queen. Do not tell me you give up the queen. OMG, what? Thankfully, I worked with Maurice Ashley on his on his Dark Forest choosable courses where a queen is being sacked, because I would not have done this in a million years. Black has compensation here. Black has a lot of compensation, because it's like you're gonna get a third minor piece. Wow, so this was missed by both players. That's why I just see the bar. The engine is down. If you're worried that I'm using the engine, I am not. It's a promise. The engine is down, you guys saw when I scrolled one time. I just want you guys to see the bar, because I was told everyone enjoys the bar. And that keeps me on my toes too, to make sure I don't, blunder too much. But this is brilliant. This is a brilliant idea. I would love to ask Nico if he considered that black could have actually given up the queen here and just taken g3. You gotta take, and now he has to figure out which one of these two minor pieces he gives away. But the thing is that those minor pieces will be stronger than the queen in a way, or at least just as good. Black doesn't have weaknesses and can just set up the pieces on the file. And wow, so that's why that wasn't good. Okay, let's catch up with the game. Black missed the opportunity, and white makes sure that wasn't gonna be an idea anymore. Okay, now black has an isolated pawn, so you have to try to figure out if you're gonna be able to put pressure on it eventually. But this position kind of looks like equalish to me. He avoids the trade because he's the stronger player, the higher rated player. He's trying to play for a win, of course. The less pieces you trade, the better. But I'm not sure this is going to be easy to be converted by Nico. Of course, I know Nico. He's a very, very cool kid. Well, he's not as kid anymore. I think he's older now. But I've been seeing him grow chess-wise in the past few years. Definitely lots of progress on his end. This position was kind of okay. Pretty balanced. What happened in this one? Tanya just played a3. I have a question. I got one question. A very important question. What exactly happens if I take this pawn? What exactly is black's follow-up? Can you guys tell me? Because I'm not seeing a thing here. H5. Nice, nice, nice one, nice one. Trying to trap my queen, huh? I see how it goes. I'm trying to be nice here with the chat, and they're trying to get me back. I see how it goes. Mm-hmm. Good, good. Sorry. You are trying to trap my queen. Just for those of you who are not sure what this move is for, is just blocking the exit of the queen. So now black wants to play rook f8, and whenever you go on the g file, the other rook, or well, whichever rook will come in and pin. But listen, I'm not scared that easily, just so you know. I'm not. I don't get scared that easily. Can I go bishop g5? I'm sneaky too. Guess what? I want to take your bishop. Go rook f8. Please go rook f8. Maybe I'll get your bishop. I'm thinking maybe. Rook g8. Well, but I take your... You don't care? No. You cannot go rook g8. Which rook you wanna? Yeah. No, that was on purpose. There was a purposefully thought idea. Your idea is nice with h5, but you cannot do that. But yeah, no. I don't know if this is the best move for white. Clearly the engine doesn't like it the best, but I mean I like it, so you know, I don't care about the engine all the time. I'm not even looking at it. Okay, what white will want to eventually get the queen back. Of course you could try to go back maybe here or something. It's nice that the h pawns are still on the board, because white can always go king h1 and bring in the rook. But your h5 was definitely a cute idea, but I just don't... I don't know, maybe you can try rook f8 and... something around these lines? Just get a bit of activity. Maybe Tani was a bit worried about it, so he chose to just play a3. But a3 doesn't really help with the capture. And black played rook g8. I don't think that's a blunder. Like, really? Is that really a blunder? Seems fine, I think. Right? I wonder, like, maybe Tani was just trying to, with that move, just to make sure the black wasn't gonna take here, because now he has rook b1, rook takes b7. But I wonder if he could have just... Like, I don't think black wanted to take here, because he always has this. So I'm a bit confused with why this move was played, but okay. He has a slightly better position. What have we got here? Some trades happened. And now white is holding on to the bishop, and the question is, where do you move yours? Because obviously you gotta move it. But where? Should we go here? Guys have other suggestions of bishop movement in this? b6, it kind of traps the queen a bit, so maybe you could go there though, and then you'd have some sneaky idea to bring in the queen. We also have some bishop g4 trying to trade. Yeah, that could be good. Okay. Ooh. Wait, is this... Oh my god, I need to see this game. This could be like the brilliancy of the tournament. This could be like really the brilliancy of the tournament. You know why, right? Because this is the game that it was like 3 pawns. Why give up 3 pawns? You serious? I don't know. You want to see how? Let me show you from the beginning again. So like, this is a typical Caroline, you know. And knight d2, c5, c4. First pawn down. 2 to go. Rook d1. Second pawn down. Queen b3. Check. Now we're down 3 pawns with white. And guess what? Looks like we're fine. I don't even know what's the theory here, but Queen c7 was played. Takes f6. Black's king is not very safe there. Whoa! Knight f4. Lovely. Lovely idea. Check this out. Okay. Takes. Domination. You know why I'm so impressed by this? Because at this point, white is down a piece and a pawn. He went from being down 3 pawns to being down a piece and a pawn. And yet the engine says +4 almost. Look at the bar. Look at the bar. Just look at it. Why? Well, development, guys. Initiative. Initiative is huge in chess. So if you find a way to develop your pieces with attack after attack after attack, and your opponent does not get their pieces out, just having extra material is not enough. You actually have to use it. It's like in real life. If you have, you know, something, a lot of, but you're not using it, like, what's the point to have it? Maybe give it to someone else who can use it better or something. I don't know. But here, knight c4 is such a brilliant idea. Like, and this is an idea. Yeah, just castle rook e1. The black can't even develop here. I can't even. Okay, let's just make some. I don't even know what to make. Because, like, if you play knight f6, I think I'm just gonna take. Like, you can't even play knight f6. Oh my goodness, this is a brilliantly played game by white. And it's definitely gonna be a tough loss for black if the loss happens, but it's just gonna be one of those reminders to be mindful about capturing pawns like that in the opening, you know? Yeah. That is quite awesome. That is pretty awesome. This is definitely a game that might be featured in something. Like, I'm impressed. Okay, let's back to the Richter Rouser, where white eventually did play. Looks like h4, g4, king b1. Okay, white has a slightly better position probably there. Reversed King's Indian-ish, kind of. Okay, black does not really have any kind of attack at this point, but it's okay. This was that. Okay, so for those of you who are not familiar with the Marzipan, these are typical ideas for black to play b5, because you're struggling with space. So the only way you're going to be able to get something back is to break through the position either with b5, d5, or f5. Sometimes, you know, some of them are difficult to play, but here looks like Rose went for b5 and she managed to equalize. Now she has the c file, and what's nice about the position, okay, she has to protect this pawn right now, but this pawn 1 stops 2, right? This is the kind of like a blockading idea that you want to remember, because you know, like if you play this too soon, then b3 will be weak. So you're creating a passed pawn, but that's weak. So you got to be mindful about these ideas. It's a very strong. What happened here? Did someone fall for some trap? Black probably miscalculated and did not capture here. And then they get the chance to win a piece back. So why is this a blunder? Let's figure it out together now. If we take in e7, then they take here. And I feel like what would be a good move for white here? Just move the rook somewhere. Should go rook d1. Well, ideally, I would love to stay with my bishop pair, but I can't. King d2, they take the rook. What would be a good move for white in this position? f6? No. Rook d1. And now we gotta save this bishop. Like, originally I was gonna castle and then let them take, but... maybe we can do that. Now f6. Because, no, I mean, he wants to promote, so that's why I'm trying to stop that first, and now I'm thinking f6. And now, okay, you cannot take, because after queen takes, we will have some mate. So, where do you move the king? Wherever you move it, I'll take in g7. Let's say you go, like, you can't even. I'll take and then take. It's mate. Where does black move the king? King d7, but then this is devastating. But you have to calculate here. I think Lingxi may have played a bit too soon. Oh, actually, no. Did not play any move here. No, wait. What? Let me go back to the moves. No, white is thinking in this position. So do you guys think white's gonna find that line? Bishop takes e7, rook d1? It's actually quite a nice idea if you find it. Nice. Okay. Caught up with some of these. Let's see what's going on in the middle school. This is K8. K8. This looks interesting. This is a game where black traded the bishop in h6 earlier. Oops. Sorry. And then what happened? Okay, the queen side is safe, so now we're gonna focus on the king side. I don't really see any aggressive plans for black to try to play for when black being the higher rated player here. Just wanted to make an announcement that this is for those of you who are on location and you're watching this either from the Skittles room, which if you are, hi, don't forget to, take a picture with yourself to the TV, send it to me, or tag yours chess. But if you're on location, there's going to be, let me make sure I'm checking the right date. Yeah, it's the right date. So at 3:45, in hole WA3, there's a Blitz at starting at 3:45 for 2 hours with Grandmaster Leinier Dominguez. If you wanna have the chance to play against one of the strongest Blitz players in the world, give him a tough time. And if you play a good game, try to remember it, input it really fast, and send it to us at 3:45 in hole WA3. So I guess that's the Skittles room technically, right? Is that the Skittles room? Because I think everything's kind of happening there. Or maybe not. I think it's the Skittles room. And more things. Book signing with Grandmaster and former Women's World Champion Susan Polgar is also happening there in the Skittles room somewhere from 4 p.m. Just wanted to remind you in case you're on location and you didn't know about these two things happening on site. If I were you, I wouldn't miss it. Because imagine when else are you gonna have the chance to play Grandmaster Leinier Dominguez? He's also very nice, by the way. This position is kind of, I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait on that position. Let me know where you're watching from, whom you're rooting for, anything. Okay, white is up a pawn now. I don't see much compensation. This pawn is gonna be a cruising through. Rook a5. Rook h5. Okay, that's... I don't know what this move is doing exactly, because he's not gonna play f5, is he? I mean, if you wanted a f5, he could have played it earlier, I think. Uh-oh, someone's winning. Someone is winning here. Whatever happened here? Okay, white was up on exchange for a while. Okay, so Dylan was on his way to win for a while. And he won. Nice game. Ah, look at this cute in-between move. Knight takes d4. Knight takes d4, and if you take back, which is what happened, because if you take the queen, you are going to deal with something like this, which makes you stay with the piece down. And then if you go for knight takes d4, you are not down a piece, but you are losing some material. And black has the bishop pair. That pawn in c7 is going to be captured, and the two knights will not be able to face off easily against the bishops. The bishops are pretty strong. In this game, oh, I think we missed some moves here. So check this out. This is an interesting position where I'm not sure black should have castled short. I was suggesting long castle here, if you remember. I was mentioning I am kind of enjoying this for black. But that h6 and short castle certainly did not go together, because like that knight in f5 also should not have been allowed there. And once you allow those things, it's more difficult to come up with defensive resources. You're rooting for Jacob. Okay, as coach, great as dead. Sounds good. Sounds good. That makes sense. That makes total sense. Of course, you're rooting for Jacob. Queen takes it. But even if he does, let me get back to that game and see how he's doing. Oh, White's about to mate. Oh, White is about to mate. See, you gotta be mindful about these things. It's actually difficult for me to come up with a good move for. I think maybe Queen C6. No, Queen C6. Oh my God, the biggest blunder in the history of blunders. Queen C6. Bam. Biggest blunder in the history of blunders. Maybe I'm getting tired. Maybe I should take a short break. But I won't. I gotta pull through like the kids. Come on. They can do it. Why can't I, right? I'm not. Maybe could it be like knight h7? It's kind of passive, but you know, just I don't want to allow g5. Like this is too much. The g5 is just too much. I wish this was an option, but it's not because I take like this. But if I had to take like this, then yeah, that would be nice. So maybe we can prepare that somehow. So maybe this is what Black wanted by playing b5, but g5 just came in too fast. This was definitely way too slow because Black probably thought I'm just going to trade queens and there's no attack, but the mate is happening. Rook g4, rook... and you cannot go rook g8, right? Because it's mate is the problem. But, you know. This knight is a monster. It's a great knight on a nice outpost, and the bishop is not doing so well. Okay, let's catch up with the elementary. What have we got here? Oh, someone was rooting for Edison. Wasn't Edison the one who had that sack in h6 and he didn't do it? Or it wasn't him? Yeah, Edison, no! Look at that, a huge miss opportunity. Oh, he's not gonna be happy. This would have been so nice, but he should be proud because he got in a very good position. He outplayed his opponent who was much stronger than him. And his opponents got lucky. Ah, the queens got traded. Oh no. Yeah, you cannot trade queens when you're trying to build up an attack. Maybe something like this to attempt some queen g3. Maybe bishop f4, actually. I'm liking bishop f4 a bit more because, you know, I want to take an f6, but listen, I'm not going to trade your queen. I'm actually putting my bishop to open up the diagonal, and then, you know, that's a thing that can happen. Bishop f4, very nice. Yeah, the trade, Edison rushed with the trade, and now it's just, okay. Still bishop pair, but if you're going to allow your opponent to get activated, it will be more difficult. Oh, he sacked the bishop, okay. All right, so let's see. You're rooting for Jacob. Which board is Jacob playing on? Oh, here, board 3. Let's see, how is Jacob doing? How is Jacob? Uh-oh, sorry. Sorry. Yeah, I keep pressing that. Goodness. Okay. Queen c6. Okay, he has a pretty decent position. I mean, he's playing a much stronger player. He has a very safe position. So are you also coaching Jacob, or you're just psychologically, on a psychological level, you're coaching him? Where else are you watching from? You're his only coach? I see. Okay. Nice. Next round, by the way, it's at 6 p.m. So I'm actually starting early at 5:30. So if you know anyone who's had a great game that was not live and you want to submit it, don't miss the opportunity to do so. To submit it. Wait, I skipped some games here. Oh. I'm trying not to use the mouse anymore because I keep scrolling down. So now I'm just going to the next game. I need to make a mistake somehow, somewhere. Oh, like Ethan is trying to infiltrate with the bishop. I'm not sure. He's definitely trying to win this, but what? Wait, this actually happened? This just drops a... the rook is trapped. Okay, it's a couple of moves, but Sanchita's found it. Or Hari. I don't know which one is the first name. Wow. Huge mistake. The rook gets trapped. This is the idea. I mean, black could have taken the bishop, but no, this is not what he wanted to do. Because, like, now maybe white will have some discovered idea and get the bishop back. No. Just played this. Now we're searching bishop c2, and bishop c2 is the exchange. Look at that. So uh-oh. No, what? Oh! Can we take? What's happening with these blunders? What is happening with these blunders? Did he do it? He did it! Ethan is like, ooh, thank you, give me one more chance. Oh, yeah. It's actually tough, right? Like, this is like a cute kind of idea. It just takes advantage of the so many pieces, right? When you see a lot of pieces on the same file or rank or diagonal, just be mindful about potential tactical ideas. So black had to do something about it. I don't know what exactly. Maybe rook here. Just protect it to make sure there's no sacrifices. Oh, he found it. Okay, now it's getting some counterplay because the bishop pair, c6 hanging. He's coming back. Doesn't give up, Ethan. It's like, I blundered there, but I'm not gonna give up. Sabina. It's still the first round. Sabina still looks happy, rested, and enthusiastic. Do I ever not look happy, rested, and enthusiastic? Have you ever seen me not like that? Maybe when I play online and I lose, but even then, I laugh at my own blunders at this point. So I'm not sure. I'm not sure what you mean. But the enthusiasm never goes away. Like, the enthusiasm is always there. It's like... Okay, so Ethan is on his way back. What have we had here? Queen trades. This is sneaky. So Tariq set up a trap. It's not really, but like... So if you take here, you think, oh, I'm winning a pawn. Nope. Nope, because that square has been freed. And now when you take, you're going to lose your knight. So you don't have time to do it. You can only do that if black had not played rook c8. So as soon as queen a5 is played, white played king b1. And the threat now after king b1 is to do something like this, right? So if you play some random move, I'm just going to play some random move. Then white is threatening this, right? Attacking the queen and that pawn. So you cannot capture here because now we have this idea. So you have to go back queen d8, which would be a waste of time because you go queen a5, now you have to go back. This rook doesn't come out. And that is the reason why in this position, black after queen a5, as soon as the king is played in b1, goes rook c8. Now they free up the square, so you cannot go for that typical trap. You see the tears? That's only when I get emotional. Yeah, when I get very emotional about a specific topic, I start crying. I don't do it on purpose, but it's just like natural. It's natural for me when I get passionate about some topic that I really care about and want it to be good and successful and things. That's when I... Even now, see, just talking about it, it made me cry. It's your fault. Queen c, rook c2. That's... Why did he play rook c2? I was thinking more like... But maybe this is serious. Or maybe a4. Ooh, a4, a3. That looks like a nice idea for black. I wonder what would be a good move for white. Because, like, originally I wanted g4, but I can see that this is unpleasant. So what should white play now? I was kidding, FN Michigan Eagle. I was just kidding, you know that. Any advice on when to know it's time to get a real coach? Well, so how old is Jacob exactly? Because like he's in 3rd grade, right? But like so like he's 10? I think typically what I recommend is if you feel that you're... I think sometimes when you're both a parent and a coach, there's a tendency of being maybe a bit like expecting a lot more. I think because you're doing double roles, so there's expectations as a parent, and I think there's expectations as a coach. And sometimes it can be difficult on the kid. They do put often a lot of pressure on themselves, trying to make you proud. And like I think I don't know what your level is, but sometimes like I've been asked in the past, and my answer is usually if you feel that you don't think you can help them in some way, or you feel that you're not objective enough because you are playing both of those roles, you can consider getting someone to guide them through the process. And you can continue helping them, but you have someone who guides, you know, your kids through the process of improvement. And I think that you also want to see if they like chess and they really want to be better at it, and they put the time on their own to, like, on chess, right? They just pick up a book, or pick up Chess Life magazine, or go online and download the tweaks and check out some of the top tournaments that are taking place. And if your kid is passionate about chess and will put in the time on their own to show you that they are interested in it, I think you could consider getting them someone to continue guiding them through the process. Some kids, they just enjoy it, but they don't put as much time into trying to get better. And then I know it's a bit harder to consider, well, should I get a coach? But then they won't do it, or maybe they will. You can try it out a bit and see how they do. If usually if the kid and the coach click, like in a sense that the kid is very excited to have the lesson, it's asking you, where's the next lesson? Can we have it earlier? Could we have it, like, come on, I want the lesson. Then you know, okay, something good is happening in that lesson. There's gonna be a learning process, and you gotta trust the process. But if they don't want as much, you know, just let them enjoy playing, and just let them, you know, practice whenever it's it's a good time for it. Yeah, that would be my advice, I think. It's hard to tell, right? I don't have kids of my own, so all I can tell is from my own experience as growing up in a chess family, and I know how my parents were with me, but of course everyone is different, and there are different expectations and different things that kids do these days. I noticed there's a lot of extracurricular activities that they do, like not just chess, right? They might do swimming or tennis or baseball or football, or and when they do a lot of things, especially depending on how young the kid is, it can put a lot of pressure, and you want to try to have them focus on those that they're the most passionate about, and it comes from within to want to get better, in my opinion. You're the strongest 1150 in the neighborhood. Nice. That's pretty good. Well, maybe soon Jacob will get to be stronger than you. So then what will you do? What will you do then? It's not easy. Maybe you can take lessons together and get to continue improving together. That can be a thing as well. I feel like at some point US Chess might want to consider family tournaments, like father-son or mother-daughter, or that would be kind of a nice idea. Or maybe that is something that you can do. And for those of you who are watching, because again, I don't know where you're watching from, if you're coming from a place that maybe does not have a lot of chess in your area, don't hesitate to check out US Chess website and get informed of the different ways you can do to continue supporting the promotion of chess in your area, because there's something all of us can do. You can start a chess club, and you can get more people involved. You can become a tournament director and organize more tournaments in your area. So US Chess definitely has quite a lot of resources about your area, the tournaments that are there and things that are not, and then you can learn how you can get involved. So that would be wonderful if you're considering it. And yeah, maybe you'll find out that there was something in your area you weren't even aware of. Yeah, white is getting a bit too defensive on the queen side, and I'm not liking it that much. Zik is losing. Let's see. Oh, sorry. Wait. Uh-oh, what happened here? Oh, wait, how did that pawn get to h6? Why did he play h6? That's probably a bit too much. Hi, Jeffrey, welcome. How are you doing? Great to see you on this stream too. b5. You actually came. You actually came on the stream. I wonder if this could be a good move for white. Not as good as I thought. Here's c3. No, but I just don't want b6. See, I'm not a huge fan. I wasn't a huge fan of this g5 being pushed. I'm not a huge fan of that. So what happened? Yeah, if you give up the e5 pawn and not castled, it's not gonna be ideal. This is not gonna be an ideal situation. Yeah, white has pushed too many pawns. Now the king is wide open. And yeah. So Zik messed up here with this g5. That's my opinion. That's okay. That's okay. He has played a much stronger player, so he will learn this line, and next time he will play. he will not make that same mistake again. Giving up this outpost in these French/Caro-Kann types of positions is really unpleasant, because then your play, you see, he did go with the H-pawn. He did indeed, but he was never able to really create any threats. Like, oh, you know what? This is something I was thinking about, maybe. Because at least the rook is, or maybe bishop f3 or something to keep the rook protected. Or maybe here king d2 to keep the rook protected. And then maybe want to take. That could have been a thing. Or h6. But the way he ended up going forward with the pawn, like, yeah, that was a bit too much. Also, yeah, b5 is definitely a big mistake, because it allows a capture and then this falls. So he must have mistakenly touched that pawn or something. Oh, this is a nice finish here for Lev. Rook takes f8, and if you take back, rook b8 checkmate. Nice finish by Lev. This looks like it's gonna be mate. Probably can go rook d3 and then capture. So black is winning this game also. Ooh, this was unpleasant. Queen c1. So DaVaun is definitely trying to win this. This was the Blanco that we saw earlier. He was able to keep those pawns in a3 b2, which gives black some ideas. But now, for example, if you take, like, this endgame is very likely gonna finish in a draw, because these two pawns will be traded for each other, and then that will be a draw. So that's why he's trying to find some ways to improve, but it's not so easy. It's not easy. Okay, I think this was over. And this one was getting ready to be over, I think, too. Yeah. I just want to make sure I catch up with. So Ethan is still struggling to find a way to not to lose that game after his blunder. Oh wow, b4. b4 is, because if you go a4, sorry, you can't go a4 here. What I'm talking about. If you take, this is fine for white. Okay, let's catch up with the high school. Uh-oh, looks like this happened. Do you guys remember this position? We're mentioning that in this position, white needs to take their time and come up with this idea. And after the capture, where it seems that black will be capturing the bishop or the rook, now we make the move rook to d1. Now we're saving the rook from the attack, and when they capture in this position, we castle. This is exactly what I said, and I called it because black recaptured and f6. This is the gorgeous move that white played here, and now you're taking g7. This is hanging, this is very weak. And even if you have that pawn there, it's controlled very well. Black will not be able to promote it, while white's going to take advantage of black's weak king in the center. I do want to see what Brewington is doing, because he had won that pawn earlier, but is he going to be able to convert this position? f5 has to be played one moment in time at some point. And then here. Okay, Nico has found his chance. So he didn't trade the bishop earlier, but now he went for it, and probably his opponent had to trade, I presume. And now some doubling somehow. But playing king f7 allowed white to be the one taking, and now it's coming with tempo, right? Attacking. Knight f4, check pawn. Okay, didn't rush with it, but he will. And now the question is, do we go knight f4 or do we take in d5? Which one are we going for? I don't know that he's forced to. I would give this check first, to tell you the truth. Because knight endgames are tricky. They're very tricky. It's not so easy to win a knight endgame. Just like, you know, you're better off not winning a knight endgame. Ah, this actually happened. This actually happened. Okay, so he did go with the knight. I didn't even see. Okay. Okay, keep a rook on the board. Very nice. Don't trade it. Yeah, like I told you, like, this knight endgame, like, yeah, maybe you'll win it, but but you're better off keeping rooks on the board if you can, because you can always put more pressure. Rook d5. Nice technique. Nice technique so far by Nico. Black looks completely winning here. Extra piece. What happened here? Who are top 5 seeds? Top 5 seeds in the in the K through 12? Brewington Hardaway, Nico Chasen, Bach and Go, Tani, Adeumi, Joseph Levine. Did I read 5? Eric Liu, Isaac Wang. I read you more than 5. Those are the ones. But you can actually check out this that link. So if you click on that link, you should be able to catch up with all the pairings and standings and ratings of all players, so you can see everyone in each section. Okay. So extra piece win. Tanya, we stopped the position here, and I was asking why he didn't take, and I didn't quite get an answer here, because a5, h5, I was thinking bishop g5, and now I can support my bishop, and of course I'm threatening this one. I can always retreat with the queen, but it can get a bit scary if we ever allow this queen to capture this bishop or something like that. You know, it can be certainly somewhat scary, but rook g1. Okay, so he ended up taking those pawns and while maintaining the bishop. Oopsie. Not there to protect here. Makes sense. Okay, so now he has the h pawn. If I were white, I would try to find a way to trade. To trade rooks. And queens too, if we can. This rook h8 could be a bit... Of course, Doody Moody. Thanks for stopping by. Don't hesitate to say hi. Like, I keep checking occasionally my phone because I don't know. Someone's messaging me. I need to be able to see if they are messaging me, if it's important. But yeah. Rook c1. feel like... Oh, that's cute. So he was hoping that black would play b5 to weaken the knight. But you know, like... Black is kind of solid. Rook g7 doesn't really create much damage. b5 also not. Bishop h6. So looks like the time is approaching. By the way, for those of you who are in the Skittles room, just want to remind you that there's a special Grandmaster Blitz with Grandmaster Leinier Dominguez happening starting at 3:45 very soon in hall WA3, which I believe is the Skittles room. And yeah, you don't want to miss that. And at 4 p.m., same place, probably another area of the room, book signing with former women's world champion and grandmaster, like strongest player in the world for some time, female player, Susan Polgar, also happening at 4 p.m. And I just realized, I think I said I was going to stream until 3:30, but these games are way too interesting. I don't want to leave, so I'm not leaving yet. But if someone wants me to stop, please let me know and I will. But if not, we're still here. We're going strong because I'm really interested to see how these games are gonna be winning one. Oh, this was my game. Like, okay, I know it's been just one round, but I'm just amazed on how this game played. Let's see the finish. So we're down 3 pawns. So we went down to a piece and a pawn. And white won. It's like, black cannot develop this knight is a monster. Is the monstrous knight that does not allow black to castle. Oh my goodness, that's how it ended. Wow. Nice game, Eric. I don't know. If there were a special prize for the best brilliancy game, I would definitely give it to this one. I'm just amazed. Of course, you need a little bit of help of the opponent. That's how it works. It's great for one player, not so good for another. It's the way chess works, but it doesn't stop us from enjoying this beautiful geometrical patterns here. You know, obviously, if you take queen takes, we're up a queen, so that's why his opponent resigned. Very beautiful. Beautiful game, really. Okay, white has the bishop pair and chase the knight away. I don't know. Black is up a pawn, but white seems to be doing quite well. I like all of white's placement, piece placement. Black cannot really castle. This is gonna be a game to come back to later. How is white planning on improvement? White cannot. How about black? Okay, white's on the way. White won. White won in this game. That was a tough loss. So what's been going on over here? Because Ethan had blundered and then Black blundered back. Why is this a blunder? Maybe Black can try to do something like this to get the bishop away to take the pawn, but this game very likely may end up finishing in a draw, I gotta say, I think. Black needs to make sure that pawn doesn't promote and should be safe. This is so okay. So now we have a position where Black somehow was able to win some material, right? And now they're up a pawn, but it's opposite color bishop. So not all opposite color bishop endgames are a draw, despite the myth that they are. Besides, we have rooks on the board, so you have to be mindful not to lose more pawns. But what happened with this move is that now Black gives the check and then rook f2 or rook g2. Well, f2, because now that pawn will be hanging and you don't have time to play f4 because of this move, which is actually going to make you lose the bishop due to the pin. So that's kind of a unpleasant idea. Okay, so now Black is up 2 pawns and maybe more are falling. So Tariq is on his way to win this game. Okay, White is up. This is actually quite interesting. So White thought that they are winning because they had this nice discovered attack, and you have to take it, and now Rook takes. And obviously, if you recapture, then White is up in exchange. But in this position, Rook d8 is not a check. So Black does not need to recapture. And here, they had a good move, which I don't know what it is I'm thinking. Was it this? And now maybe it's something like... I feel like pressure here is... Or maybe Queen b1? Nah. What is a good move for Black here? I mean, obviously I could take, but I don't think this is it. Because... Probably... Maybe you take 2. Or not. Queen b8? Queen e1? No. Queen e2? I think it's probably Queen b1 here. No. It's something with the queen. Activity. Some activity with the queen. But where do we put it? Is the question. What's wrong, Steven? I don't know. I guess nothing. I couldn't come up with. I thought I would go back, but I guess if I go back, that's when you. Ah, you give me check and you take an F2. Oh, you're right. Yeah. I don't know why I dismissed it. I thought something happens, but nothing. I thought this check and here. If you go there, I go here or something. But you don't need to go there. You can go F5. And then if I take, then you take here. And if I go here, maybe you just take or something. Oh, you just like. This might be actually winning for black if white is not careful, right? So what do we do? This? Zeke lost? I'm sorry. This is actually cute. Okay, you're right. You're right. So, takes, queen d2. Check, and what takes? Takes, and probably there's a perpetual check for black. That's basically the answer for that. That is the answer. But he missed that opportunity and took, and now he's worse. Because, okay, yeah. He's lost, totally. Okay, this was lost for a while. We saw that mate. Yeah, I think we saw this. It's not, they didn't resign yet. They did not resign yet. I'm just curious to see, do you think black is gonna be able to, oh, when I said is black gonna be able to convert this, white blunders. Oh my goodness. I feel bad. Because, you know, once you get there, then we can finally start grabbing some material because of the pin. I think that's probably white only thought about a move like this, and they thought that's not a big deal because I don't know why. Can we do? Actually, what's the evaluation of this position? I want to know. Is black really? Yeah, black is gonna be good here because you probably are gonna go back and try to get that one. Okay, so let's think here. Would you go here? Or maybe we should go here to pin the pawn so that you don't go c3. That c3 is very, very unpleasant. Okay, now black is winning. That pawn is killing. Zeke lost. I'm sorry. But he was lost. He was lost at the time that we saw the position, yeah. He played well, though. He should be proud. He should be proud of himself. How he outplayed his opponent in the early stages of the game. How many more games do we have remaining? Like, this one is still in progress. Queen h2 was played. I would do something like this here, I think. I think that's the way that Brington has to play. But okay, he can just keep improving the position and let his opponent do whatever, you know, they're gonna do, because time-wise, White has burned quite a bit of time, like quite a bit of time, and that's kind of helpful. Nico has now traded queens, has advanced somewhat. He has to be careful for this idea now. Yeah, that makes sense now. His rook can be free too. Maybe now he can consider trading it. The only thing he has to be mindful about, if the rooks get traded off the board, Black can try to create a further away pass pawn, and that could be a bit scary, but, you know, he will be mindful about it. Yeah, this was win for a while. I'm curious how Tani was able to... Oh... So he came back after b5, he came back on this side of the board, and now he finally played f4, f5. Yeah, I was wondering why he's not playing this earlier, because this is an idea you usually are doing in a French pawn structure. You want to break the chain, and now this is such a sneaky idea, queen g2. Very, like, you know, he's actually attacking the queen, but like he has this threat too, which his opponent missed. But okay, it's difficult to play a move like this. Anyways, f5 I think is cruising through to victory. But yeah, his opponent missed that, and now Tani is gonna convert. He's gonna convert, yeah. Okay, moving on to... Oh, Joseph Levine is... Yeah, he's gonna win. This was my favorite game so far. I know it's just been one round, but still. Maybe somehow Isaac will survive. He's won a pawn and he's attempting survival. I was about to say, can't White just play here? Can I trap the queen? This stream, I want to one time trap a queen. That's my goal. You know, we all have goals. Like, I tell my students all the time to have goals. I have a goal too. Trap the queen. Can you guys help me trap the queen? It's not gonna be called commentary with WGM Sabina Foisor. It's gonna be commentary WGM Sabina Foisor is searching a queen trap. Find the best queen trap. I don't see it, but you know, I'm gonna search long days. This is one, but there's I don't know. Oh, that's amazing! That's amazing that you get your 10-year-old is enjoying playing. Yeah, those kids are chess kids, and Chess Kid has a booth there. I was told I saw Women's International Master Yvette Garcia Morales. She's there. She's dressed in a pawn. Be sure to stop by Chess Kid booth as well as some of the other booths. Like I said, if you're a girls club room. Joining the signing sessions, Blitz sessions with all the GMs. Don't forget the GMs. I know the kids are more impressive now, but this is a kids tournament. Let's make sure we see some adults. Searching for Queen Trap feels like a sequel to Searching for Bobby Fischer. Oh, I love that. Let's write a play, Steven. Let's write a new play, you know? Like, come on. Everyone can do it. We can write one that's chess-wise, you know? I love that. Let's write a sequel. Trapping the Queen. We need to come up with like even a more catchy title. But come on, seriously, there should be a queen trap here, don't you agree? Trying to find a way to trap a queen here is enough work for me. Listen. You gotta aim high. You always aim higher. Then you'll be happy because you always have something higher to aim to. So, no, but seriously, can we not find it? Come on, it's like we're down 2 pawns. If we don't trap the queen, what are we doing? I really want to go bishop f2, you know, but I'm giving. Oops, sorry. Yeah, that definitely wins the queen. But I'm just giving all my pawns. Like literally, I don't think I can. I'm not Eric. I can't play with 3 pawns down. You know, already 2 is enough for me. I need to figure out how to trap the queen. Rook h1. Like rook h1 first. Oh, okay. Stay the same. Stay the same. That's the move. That's the move. I figured something out. Okay, rook h1. Okay, what's next? What is happening? Well, we have some sequels coming here, like Queen G1, and then I still don't see it, but like Bishop takes E6 or something, you know, something like that. It's an option. Or we can be even fancier, like put the queen in E2, so whenever we move the bishop, maybe we don't trap the queen, but we trap the king, you know, trapping the king or the queen or king. It sounds even better. See, we're already adjusting our movie title. But anyways, that did not happen. B3 happened here. And that weakened the 3rd rank, which I don't like. Not much here. Wait, what happened? There was a blunder. I just see a red, so I'm gonna go for the red. Wait, what? Guys, what happened? White went for 97? Like, why? There's no problem here for white. Why would white take there? Like, maybe they thought that they will have bishop takes d6 and miss this? That is sad. That's too... It's not enough compensation for the piece sacrificed. Not enough. Oh la la, this king. Look at that king. Do you guys remember this king? This is that game, remember? Remember this game? Castle. F6. FG. Queen F7. Queen D5. B4. Threatening some kind of mates like this. Oh, this is the position. Well, that was good. Let's check the middle game. Middle game, oh my god! I keep making that blunder. I keep making the blunder. Middle school part. Nobody caught it. Thank you very much for not saying anything. If I didn't say anything, nobody would have caught it, right? I said middle game instead of middle school. It's not the first time I'm making that blunder. Check out Instagram and you will see. Wait, I thought Andrew won. Yeah, Andrew won that game. And Data is doing... I don't really see some breakthrough for black, unless some blunder will happen. This game very likely could finish in a draw. This is win. Patrick's up a pawn. And this was the mate we saw. And the elementary, how many games do we have left? I think some of the games are approaching the end. So Ethan might be able to somehow survive this, somehow. Yeah, I think he'll survive this. Tariq is up a piece, so he's winning. Or won. Elliot won with a gorgeous mate. This is a win too. That we saw that. That was getting close to an end when we watched. Vivan is on his way to win too. Zig lost, unfortunately. This is... And... yeah. So Jacob lost, unfortunately. But that's okay. I don't know if Jacob's dad is still here. If you're still here. He has played quite well for quite some time, actually. That was a really nice potential idea if you're still here and you saw it, that he could have done. And certainly, you know, these in-between moves are always very tricky. But sometimes when you realize you lose material, you always try to find a way to look for a counterplay. I even made it rhyme. So, you know, if you find something that you can hold on to make it difficult for the opponent, that's probably what you have to try to do. I think you should be a proud dad regardless. So I think we only have this game left in the elementary, just board one. So one game in the elementary championship. In the middle school one, H1. Hey H1, how are you doing? Are you there? Are you already in Orlando? We have quite a few games here going. Cool, cool. Where are you watching from? Are you in the Skittles room? Let everyone know like where you're locating and what you're doing in the chat so that they know if they're on location, they can come find you for game analysis, right? Or I think. Not sure exactly which hours and stuff. So if you write it in the chat, I'll make sure to let everyone know. So, oh wow, how did this game finish that fast? So he did play F5, like, no, he did not play F5. Wait, what? He did not play F5? His opponent didn't give him the chance, just took, okay, that helped. But no, F5 had to be played. That was Black's play. Okay, and now the file opened up, so he switched over. That's why I was saying F5 had to be played to open up this file, right? For Black to actually have some activity. And now... Oh, you're streaming? Okay. Sounds good. So if you have any games you want to send them to H1. But I'm streaming at that time too. So you can watch both of us at the same time, I guess. Not sure. I'm streaming from 5:30, I think. Or, yeah, I'm streaming from 5:30. Ah, okay. I was like... I hope we're not in the same time. Alright, got it. Okay, so be sure to send your games to H1, and he will be covering the under 1300 and under sections. So nice win by Brew. Takes, and now Black is just cruising through. Nico has found the right time to trade rooks. Okay, I want to see how he did it, because earlier... Yeah, so he g5, this g5 move is so cool because he kind of blocks. He got rid of Black's counterplay, and now White is actually focused over here. Look at that. Bam! Trades, and the knight endgame should be winning after king takes, because this knight is basically restricting this one, right? Both sides. And the knight can always go to e4 to sack or just stop the g-pawn, while White is going to take that pawn too, and they'll have 3 connected pass pawns. Nice game by Nico. And we've seen that. Oh, this finished with a beautiful mate. Looks like Joseph, yeah, he's about to win because that pawn is going to be pushed forward. You're rooting for Tariq? I thought Tariq already won. Let me check. Okay, so there's only 2 games left here. 3. This looks like over soon. All right, so we got these games here. Tariq was playing in the K3, right? He won. I think this was the only remaining game in the elementary championship, and then we have a few in the middle school and a few in the high school. Megan's game is not live. Erip. But once it will be live, definitely. Or if she submits it, she sends it to US Chess, I'm happy to look at it. But it is not it was not broadcasted live, unfortunately. Megan has had an amazing few months. She crossed 2300. I think she's getting the title of FIDE master. And I think she has finished 2nd maybe in this chess kid competition Blitz that they had. Very impressive. And I think she just finished 3rd in the K-12 championship, in the Blitz section that they had yesterday, if I'm not mistaken. It's very impressive. If you see Megan, say hi from me. Well, guys, it's 4:12, and the next round starts at 6 p.m. for everyone. No, unfortunately, I'm not there. I'm not there. I'm there in spirit, though. I'm there in spirit, and here you can see me at the, like, if you're going to the Skittles room, there's a TV, I'm told, where you can see me. Some of you might be there watching, and you're wondering why I repeat this so many times. I just want to say hi, just random. Hey, I'm here, but I'm not. So unfortunately, I'm not there. But I am thinking about you. That's why I would love for all of you who know me to take some pictures with either the stream or something cool, someone that I know, someone else that I know who wants to say hi, and just take a picture and send it to me. I would love to share your memories, create memories together with everyone on location. Don't miss the chance to meet some of the grandmasters who happen to be there. You have 3 times US Women's Champion Carissa Yip on site, as well as Women Grandmaster Tatev Abrahamyan, Women Grandmaster Kateřina Němcová, Women's International Master Carolina Blanco, and then of course former World Women's Champion Grandmaster Susan Polgar. She's actually having, if she didn't, she might have started already the signing. There's a book signing with her happening somewhere there right now at 4 p.m. from 4 to 5 p.m. So if you're there, make sure you go see her. Ask some more advice. Get her book. And you can still probably join in to play Grandmaster Leinier Dominguez, who is who's taking on challenges, Blitz challenges against some of the kids, and he's in the same whole WA3, which I think is the Skittles rule. I will ask again to make sure. But come on, like you don't want to miss. You don't want to miss the opportunity to see him take a picture. Maybe try to win. And if you get that game filmed by one of your parents, the parents are filming it, of course, the kid has to play. Focus, fully focus. Try to get a draw, and then you put the game in the computer and send it to us. We want to know. I don't know why I'm saying this, because, you know, when someone gets a draw or gets to beat me, and then, says, "Oh, I beat you." It's great. I'm not feeling that good, but I'm telling you to do that about others. Is it nice of me? Probably not. But we want to see the future of chess doing well, and you know, if you manage to do that, that would be wonderful. Just remember, however, with one flower, you don't get spring. That means even if you get to draw or win one of those top grandmasters, that should not be the stop of your training. Make sure you're still putting the time to get better at chess, and keep improving, because if you really are passionate about chess, you need to put in more effort. There's always things that you can learn. Learning never stops. There's always something we can do. Okay. How are we doing? So I was thinking to stop the stream and come back in about an hour 15. I should be back at 5:30. And let's see how many more games we have. We could try to see if there'll be any decisive. I need to come back to some of these games. Wait, all of these are done? Yeah, besides this one. Do you guys have any questions before I sign off for the day? For the hour, for 1 hour. I'll get a break, 1 hour break, 1 hour 15. You guys, not for the day. I will be back. You do. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. I'm glad you enjoy it. Oh, so should I stay some more if it's in between games? Maybe I should do some preparation on stream. Who needs preparation? Then everyone will see it. Then they go there and everyone will know it. Or maybe some people will not have watched the stream, and then they'll be like, "Ah, you helped our opponent, Sabina. Why? Why would you do that?" But no, don't forget to send in your game. So I'm gonna put this link once again in the chat. I know I made a comment for it, but I don't remember what it is. I'll make a better one for next stream. So if you follow that link, what you can do is you can submit a game, which is going to be sent to me, and I'll have the opportunity to go over it on stream, analyze it right before the round starts at around 5:30. And I will try my best to make it as inspirational, educational, learning as possible. And also I will be choosing one of my favorite ones of those games. We have maybe we'll get even more book giveaways. And I would love to see your games. And also, they'll be broadcasted, your name will be there. You can clip it, you will know it. You will know it was there for a while. Yeah, I would love to see some of your games. I understand H1 is also going to be doing streaming at 5, so he if you are in the under 1300 section and below, you definitely can send in your games to him. Or if you wanted to send it to me, that's fine too. I take anyone's games. I don't mind. We saw a beautiful game this morning. I just need to give once again a shout out. It wasn't even morning, but whenever I started the stream, of Terrence Kwang. I don't know where Terrence is from. If you're watching or anyone is watching, let me know. But Terrence has had an amazing game against in the Simul against Grandmaster Awonder Liang and Woman Grandmaster Tatev Abrahamyan. So there was a really beautiful game, and the game ended in a draw, though Terrence was winning, so that was quite impressive. And if you have any other game like that you played against any of the Grandmasters, feel free to share it. We'd love to feature it. Maybe we'll feature it on the Chess Life Online article as well, which, if you're not following US chess, you definitely should check out the beautiful articles that JJ is writing from the tournament. I just posted the link in the chat. And if you see JJ, make sure you go say hi. As well as I'm quite sad that I'm not there in person, because I know one of the best chess photographers out there, if not the best, David Lada, is there, and he's taking pictures of a lot of the kids and maybe adults too. And so make sure you take a nice picture. Who knows, maybe it will be featured also on Chess Life Online or maybe somewhere else. So those are my main things I wanted to tell you. And lastly, before I finish this stream, and I'll be back, like I said, around 5:30, so that's in about an hour. I just want to say once again, thank you so much to David and Maureen Grimond and their Precision Tune Auto Care for sponsoring the stream, because this is the first time that the live commentary actually happens for every single round, all 7 rounds, in addition to the game analysis that I keep mentioning that I'm the most excited about, because besides the live games, we have the chance to do that, and we also have the chance to cover all the games. And even if we see the first few rounds, maybe some of the players are paired much, there's a big discrepancy rating wise, the kids still bring their A game, and they try their best to put up a good fight. So that makes me really happy to see, and just being able to share my knowledge with everyone is just wonderful. So thankful to them for the support, and also of course US Chess for having me there, and here